hello, good afternoon, adab, namaste, sat sri akal. I'm being politically correct. I'm calling out according to the population that I serve. I had always never said good afternoon. From now on, I shall be politically correct because we've got a lot of English people who come into the studio, so it is good afternoon, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to introduce to you a wonderful character who is British born, who went to Delhi to make a Hindi movie, and this song is part of that movie, and get used to it. It's a marvelous song. Hi Shakir. Hi Shakirul Alam.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing that you're just another guy from Heaton. You go to India, make a movie, and you're launching it, releasing it for us on the 9th of March?
Well, we have some special screenings in Tyneside Cinema in 9th and 10th of March.
You've done better than Porichoy. I acted in Porichoy. I haven't seen it yet. So this will be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely. Something different.
And you have brought even your sister here.
Yes, she's come along to join us.
Yasmin.
Hello Yasmin. Hello. Lovely to see you here.
Thanks very much for having me on the show.
It's nice to see a family together.
Thanks very much.
This is what's special about Asians.
Sure.
We work as a family.
Absolutely.
So why didn't you go into your family business then?
Believe it or not, I actually have been part of the family business. We have a Indian takeaway.
Name?
Shaimore Tandoori. In Shaimore.
In Shaimore.
Sure.
What's it called?
Shaimore Tandoori.
Shaimore Tandoori.
Yes.
Dr. Tarakan would know about it.
Possibly, yes. Yeah.
That part of the world. So you went into the family, and we'll go into great depth. I would like the first half about you, your family, your parents.
Yeah, sure.
How did you do it? Where did you go to school? About you as a person and Yasmin.
Yes.
And then in the second half, you can tell us about how the movie was made.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm fascinated by movies.
Absolutely.
The movie that I totally love is Mughal-e-Azam.
Yes, absolutely. It's a classic.
And I have never met K. Asif.
Sure.
Yeah, but he was to me he was a saint,
Absolutely.
A saintly artistic guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dilip Kumar as well. So yes, he's one of the greatest actors.
And Madhubala.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Naushad.
Yeah. Everybody there.
It is.
It's a very unique classic movie. So
yes. I mean, good movies have come. We had PK, but they're a bit more controversial.
Yes.
Mughal-e-Azam was a historical
drama. You're right.
On a grand scale.
On a very grand scale, yes.
So there you are admiring a grand scale.
Sure.
And you fund a movie yourself.
Sure.
With a dentist,
sure.
a friend of yours.
Yes. My friend Jahangir Ali.
Jahangir Ali.
Yeah. His nickname is Jazz. Everybody knows him as Jazz. Yes, Jazz.
So Jahangir Jazz Saab, aapko bhi mera namaste, adab, salam, good afternoon.
Sure. Hi Jazz.
And I hope he can come. Where is he?
He's probably fixing somebody's teeth.
What the hell is he digging for gold and he's not here? Like Jazz, this is unfair. I'm sorry we're missing out on you.
Sure.
Because
we'll probably have him on the future show or something. Yes.
You're welcome to come every time there is something about movies.
Absolutely.
I did PK here.
Sure.
So any movies we do, I'd like to do Three Idiots.
Absolutely.
I'd like to do My Name is Khan, I'm Not a Terrorist.
Sure.
India is producing some very interesting movies which have something to do with reality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not just halagama. What do you think, Yasmin? I mean, we are seeing movies that are relevant to us, you, me.
Yeah.
They are making movies
absolutely.
Not just romance,
sure.
not just violence,
I think,
not item numbers,
I think,
something of substance.
I think in the last 10-15 years, Bollywood has changed. Well, if you like to call it Bollywood, Hindi cinema. I actually don't like it as well.
Amitabh Bachchan said we are not second-class citizens.
That's very true.
It's why Collywood,
you're right. I like it. Hindi cinema is Hindi cinema or
Gollywood.
Yeah, you're right.
Sounds too much like
you're right. Let's call it Hindi cinema.
Hindi cinema.
Yes.
And to be truthful, Urdu cinema.
Yeah, it is because Urdu is a lot. Urdu and Hindi mixed is Sure, absolutely.
So tell us about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Heaton. In Newcastle.
Just down the road.
Yes, down the road. I'm a Geordie lad.
You're a Geordie lad.
Yes, I am.
You go and make a Hindi movie in India.
I know it's very unusual. Obviously, it wasn't straight from Heaton to Delhi. There were several strips.
You were born in Heaton itself.
I was born and brought up in Newcastle. My family are here. I studied in Heaton Manor. Ravenswood is my primary school, Heaton Manor, and then I went on to do.
Ravenswood is closer to your home, I guess.
It is. It's very.
On this side.
Yeah. It is.
Just to show I know the place.
Sure, nice.
Okay. And Heaton Manor was a very good school, and now it's changed its shape and size.
Yeah. They've rebuilt the school and kind of
for the better.
Yeah. It's turned out good. I mean, I still have sisters who.
What do you think? Your sister did there.
I went there as well. Okay.
Yeah. It's a good school.
It is.
The only one who couldn't go there was Jaff Ali. Why? Do you know the story?
Who?
Jaff is so upset that as the eldest son, he went to Rutherford.
Right, okay.
And his younger family went to Heaton.
Right, okay, I see.
And life was so much easier there than in this rough school.
Sure.
So it's amazing how these things
Absolutely.
happen.
Then I went on to kind of, I did my degree.
Not so fast.
Okay, we'll take it slowly.
What is your first memory as a baby?
As a baby?
Probably beating me up. Or
Did you beat your sister up?
No, that's very untrue.
Did he beat you up?
He didn't beat me up. No.
What's your first memory? Did you see a cat or a circus?
I don't remember.
Dadi, nani?
Possibly my mum, obviously. But
remember, what's the first thing you remember?
Do you mean actually like the very first moment?
Absolutely.
I guess being with my mum, I'm very attached to my mum, and I'm kind of very close.
So how many members are in the family?
I have
Siblings, I mean.
siblings, 7 of us.
7.
Yeah.
Who's the eldest?
I have a sister, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
She's married with a kid. 2
So
kids.
Jasmine is married and Yasmin is here.
Yes, Yasmin is. She's a year younger than
Is
me.
your dad short on names like? It's the same name, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we have.
Yasmin is more
Same
Arabic.
name, same
Arabic.
My mum is Tasmin as well. So.
Oh my God! Well, I know what you mean. Like, okay.
Sure.
So eldest is Jasmine, and
Yeah.
she's happy and married, etc. Number 2.
It's me.
I'm
second. I'm the eldest boy.
The eldest son. Oh,
Sure.
God's gift.
Sure.
Allah's gift to humanity. No, I say all that because I'm the eldest as well.
Okay, nice.
And I was talking to Pasha. Do you know Pasha Bashir? He's a lovely fellow.
Okay.
The love the mother expresses to the eldest male child
Okay.
is beyond belief.
Absolutely true.
And the confidence they give you
Very true.
is beyond belief.
Very true.
My brothers are like me, my sisters like me.
Sure.
But there's no one like me.
Sure.
Because that's what my mother thinks.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? The eldest.
Definitely. There's
A
always.
father's love is different.
Yeah.
Father is much more protective.
Yes.
Kothai chacho?
Yes. Very true.
Phone niye cho?
Sure.
একটা phone করবে. Because he's worried about you being
Yes,
upset.
yes, absolutely.
But beta jo kar
Yes,
le.
brother.
Ja.
Sure.
So you had that. Now I understand how you're so powerful.
Sure.
I now
Okay.
understand. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. And then you have another brother, sister.
I've got.
I'm
well,
next.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's next.
I'm
yes.
the- yeah,
Yes.
I'm
yes.
younger.
You're almost the middle one.
Almost. Yes.
Ah.
On the
I'm
higher
kind
end.
of in the middle. You see,
Yeah.
I get to
Balanced and happy,
Yeah.
adjusting.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
And then we have a brother, and then we have 3.
What's your brother's name?
Adil.
Adil. What does he do?
He's kind
He's
of.
not in Chennai making statues or
He's
something.
not. He's not. No,
But your family is like that, you know. That's why I wouldn't be
Sure.
surprised if you told me he's become a poet and living in Sri Lanka.
Sure. He's kind of doing experimenting with different things, I guess.
So your family is quite open to children doing their own
I
thing.
mean, ultimately, yes. I mean, well,
Within
my sis-
limits, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
We,
But a
we,
lot-
are, we are a very religious family. We follow.
No. But religion is to give you faith.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what you do with your
in
life,
terms of our career and everything, we have had that.
You choose.
We've had that support from our parents to go out and kind of
Experiment.
explore. Really,
Yeah.
really, anything we are passionate about. Within limits. Like
so you're
my
not
sister saying.
stopped. Yes.
That's it. We've had that support from our parents, which
Okay.
is
When
ultimately.
we talk about the movie, I'll ask about your limits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
Because the movie world is all sorts of people are there.
Absolutely.
Egotistic.
Yes.
Looking for money.
Yes.
Exchanging
Sure.
favors and all
Absolutely.
sorts of
Yes,
things.
yes, yeah, that's right.
Okay. And then these are 4 of you, isn't it?
Yes.
Your sister Jasmine, then you,
Yes.
Shakirul Alam,
Yes.
then Yasmin,
Yes.
then Adil.
Yes.
Now 3 more to go.
I got my sister.
Nasreen?
She's
Nasreen.
She's
Yes,
19.
Your dad likes mom likes the ending term "een," isn't it?
Yes, it's very popular.
Well, Amin.
Yes, Amin.
Amin means
Absolutely, yes,
peace,
yes.
doesn't it?
Very true.
Okay. And then
Then we have Nasira.
she's got an unusual name.
Yes, and Shakira.
The
youngest.
2 are ours.
Yeah.
Nasira and
They're
Shakira.
both in school.
What do they like doing? What do they study?
Well, I mean, the youngest she's in primary school.
She's still in primary school.
That's
Yeah.
small. You should come and
yeah.
say, I think 7 of you should come on a show, Really, it'll be lovely to have.
Too much for you. You won't be able to handle it.
There won't be enough space around here.
We've had 22 people, 2 harmoniums,
In
3
one-
tablas in the studio.
That's good.
Jahan chah, wahan
I
rah.
think you can manage us then, yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep, absolutely.
And they say, "Khudi ko kar buland itna ke khuda bande se puche bata teri raza kya hai." It's true. Make yourself so strong
Very true.
that Allah says to you, "What do you want to do, my son?"
Yes.
But that's true within the family as well.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, very true. Very
Because Naushad's father was extremely seriously religious.
Sure.
And he says in Allahabad, Lucknow, in India, pre-partition.
Sure.
And said, "Bete, aapko virasat chahiye ya mausiki? Either you have the family or music."
Okay.
He says, "Keep your family. I'm going to Mumbai."
Sure.
So, you have to sacrifice a lot.
Sure.
It's not easy to...
Ultimately, I believe it's a compromise as well. You have to kind of get a balance everything. I'm very close to my family, so I've
But so close you could stay away from them long enough to make a movie.
Well, it's a different type of attachment. Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately,
the mommy loves you, but she gives you the freedom.
Absolutely true. That's and I guess it's love ultimately, which
true love is letting you go.
Sure, very true.
True love is not possessing.
That's true.
So your mother says,
it's a nice way of looking at it. Yes.
Wow.
So
my salute to your mother.
Thank you. Yeah, yes.
And your father.
Yes,
And
he's a
to
very good
Shaimu.
man. Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure they'll be
Shaimu
listening
Tandoori,
now.
Yes.
Oh, they're listening.
Yes,
Yes.
if they're listening, then
Namaste,
salam.
adab,
Yes, salam
everything
to Amma
both of you.
Nabba. Amma
And
Nabba.
Mashallah, for producing such wonderful children. You see, religion and faith stays in our heart. It's
Sure.
for values.
Very true.
But how you conduct yourself in the world.
Yes.
I mean, you can't look to the Quran. Shall I make a movie or not?
Sure.
As long as the movie is not
Sure.
about dirt and filth.
Yeah. I think ultimately what it is it's the purpose of what you're doing.
Yes.
Obviously, intention, niyat, as that's what we like to call it. I think
Urdu and Hindi as well.
to other certain.
थोड़ा बहुत बोल सकते हैं.
हाँ जी.
कितना दिन रहे इंडिया में?
I think 2-3 साल के
2-3 साल में आप बड़े सुधर गए हैं.
Sure.
आपकी बहन मिस कर जाएंगी.
Sure.
नहीं तो हम हिंदी में बातें करते हैं.
Sure. I think Yasmin, she'll not be able to understand, so we'll keep it in English.
You're leaving me
We'll
out,
keep it in English.
yeah?
Yes.
No.
She feels like a foreigner. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think ultimately it's the purpose of what you're doing. If I'm obviously going out making movies which kind of diverts people's attention in a bad way, then I'm harming them. Then that's good. I find that's haram. We shouldn't be doing. But if I'm kind of making a movie which is inspiring people, spreading a moral message, and ultimately my movie Taal, there's a lot of underlying messages. It spreads, good words and kind of good ways. And the main character that we will go into it a bit later on, Atar Singh Chaudhary, who is the movie is based on his life story. He was
that's a metaphor.
It is, yes. He was a man of words as well. Not just a musician. He was he wanted to spread the art of living, and his moral ways.
Like Ravi Shankar, art of living.
Yeah. Well, this guy, he was like this.
Sri Ravi Shankar.
Not
Ravi Shankar musician.
Sure.
Because inside art, it depends how again you use it.
Very true.
Inside art is beauty.
Yes.
And appreciation of God.
Yes.
Inside art.
Sure.
I mean, people can corrupt it and make it item number.
Yeah, which I don't like.
What a waste.
Yeah, it is a waste. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Much beauty
there is. You're right. It's the way how you use it, really.
You can't see God, but you can see God's creation.
Sure, absolutely
and
true.
If a man or human being makes something that noble,
sure,
you say, Mashallah.
Yes.
Why do you praise God and not the man?
Yeah,
because
fair enough. Okay.
It's through God he's making it.
Sure. Sure.
Unless the ego kicks in.
Okay. Yes.
Isn't it?
That's very true. Yes.
The ego gets in the way. Okay.
You're right.
So you were a little boy. You love your mummy, and you went to Ravensworth. What is the subjects you liked?
I've always obviously had a passion for kind of like anything to do with film or
What age? Not at 5.
From a young age,
From 5.
I've had it probably not 5. 6 maybe.
So at 6, were you watching Hindi movies?
Obviously, we used to have our uncle. He used to bring in.
What's his name?
Shakirul Alam.
Shakirul Alam is the one who's corrupted you. लड़के को बिगाड़ दिया. No, he gave you a new.
We have a lot of memories.
Yeah. Obviously.
Watching
I think
old
it's like that with every Asian family. You'd have back in the day
favorite
VHS.
Where from Kanta's shop?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably like Kohli's or something.
Kohli's, yes.
And you'd get the videos and have the
and watch it again and again and again.
That's it. The same
and
one
your
over again.
membership expired.
That's it. Yeah. So
what are your favorite movies in this?
I've do you mean in Hindi movies? I remember.
Got to be Sholay.
Okay, yours is Sholay.
She loves Sholay. Yes, we have a Sholay poster here.
It was only a couple of weeks ago. I was watching it again.
There is Sholay poster. Okay, I won't disturb
Sholay, obviously, I love it. It's a classic. Everyone loves it. I remember watching as a kid. One of the very first movies that I saw was Amir Khan's Hum Here Hi Pyar Ke. It was a film. I don't know if you've seen it.
I vaguely remember.
It was.
I remember songs of the movies.
I don't remember all the songs really, but I love 90s classic music.
So after Dilip Kumar, your favorite is Amir Khan?
Amir Khan, well, to be honest, he is actually my favorite. More than Dilip Kumar, probably. Dilip Kumar is the classic. He's a legend. He's a legend, yes. But Amir Khan, I'd say he's actually a big inspiration for me.
A game changer.
Yeah, everything he does is something different. Absolutely, he has a different way of working. He's a perfectionist. Each movie he does is
Ghazni.
he kind of breaks new, you know, records and kind of.
He takes on challenges.
He does.
doesn't just
And
do the
what I
iPhone
think
number.
I love about his work is each time he does a character,
He
becomes a character rather
Isn't
than.
that called method acting?
You can call it that. I mean, ultimately.
But he'll drink in the movie allegedly. But
Sure.
he doesn't become an alcoholic like Guru Dutt
Okay.
or
Yes.
Meena Kumari.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, but some of them do it.
Yeah.
They become the part. And
You're
that.
right. And well, ultimately, it's
But Meena
sad.
Kumari, a nice Muslim
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
who wrote the Shari, very beautiful,
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
actress. And she wrote Shari.
Sure.
She dies of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And
You know.
Geeta Dutt,
Yeah.
Guru Dutt, all of them died of alcohol.
Sure.
And they're such wonderful actors.
Sure.
But I don't think they believed in themselves, ultimately.
Maybe. Yeah.
Ultimately,
I think maybe.
they yearn for more.
Sure.
clapping.
To go further. Yeah, absolutely right.
We'll talk about the ego and the movie a bit later.
Sure.
So, you liked movies from day one, from 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Who
mean,
did you fancy to be at that time? The hero? Tishum, tishum.
well, to be honest, no. I always, from a young age, I'd probably say 8 and 9, 10. I always thought about making a movie. You know,
That young age?
absolutely,
Wow.
I did. I
Wow.
probably didn't even reveal it, to be honest.
No, how can I 6? I want to make a movie.
It's very strange, yes.
And
If
his
I
father would say, "Oi, chup kar thako."
sure, but inside me, I always felt I want to be involved with making movies.
medium.
You know, either a writer or a director.
Communicate
Absolutely,
with
you
large
know,
numbers.
to kind of express my vision. And even from a young age, it's very hard to believe, but I did.
No,
and
I totally
and obviously, I went off and did a degree in a completely unrelated field.
Why? To please your parents.
Not really. I think it's kind of.
It's a done thing.
It's probably the right thing to do. To be honest,
Is it to get away from the takeaway?
not really, because I actually
Worked
helped.
in-
I helped my father. I still do. You know, I
None of those common reasons.
not a common reason. I think I was good at chemistry, so I actually studied at Northumbria University as a chemist. I graduated from there. I think it's something to fall back on, to be honest. Obviously, the filmmaking business is it's quite
Highly risky.
it's very risky, especially if you're coming from a background where there's no. You don't have support.
You're not related
You're
to
not
Amir
related.
Khan.
You're not related to Shah Rukh Khan.
Shahrukh
Yes,
Khan.
that's absolutely true.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes. So if you're coming from obviously me being the first
And
in my
not
family.
even in India, not even in Mumbai.
Absolutely,
You can't even speak Hindi.
Sure, at that time, yes, absolutely, sure. So
that is why I admire you so much.
thanks very much.
You are just a English-born,
British-born. Yes.
Muslim,
Yes.
Bengali bacha.
Sure,
with
sure.
a father who was a traditional takeaway.
Yes,
In Shayamua.
Yes.
Not even in London.
Yes, yeah.
You didn't bump into Dilip Kumar or anything in your shop in
I didn't know.
No
And
such
at that time, I actually didn't know Anupam Kher as well. He's played a big part in.
Yes.
I actually.
Is he like a guru? Somebody you admire totally.
He taught me acting. Well, not taught me. I would say he tuned my skills and and encouraged me. He saw my talent. I actually, after studying chemistry, I worked as a chemist for a little while.
did? Okay.
I used to write scripts as a hobby at that time
So
at
you
university.
were a pharmacist.
A pharmaceutical chemist.
So where were you working?
In Morpeth.
In that factory.
Yeah,
capsule.
and I think I don't know what it's called now. Pyramid Healthcare was at that time. I didn't work for long. I have a friend who actually Jazz's brother. He's a chemist there now. He currently he's a chemist there now.
But he's not making movies.
He's not making movies, no. But yes, so I kind of studied as a chemist and I trained as a chemist. But I think I used to, as I was studying, I used to write scripts as a hobby at university.
Like story writing.
Yeah. I mean,
Which you
ultimately,
expect to turn into a movie.
Sure. I mean, obviously, at that time, it was very hard to believe that I could take it as far as I wanted to.
Any further at all.
Sure.
I actually,
Go on, pipe on.
no, it's okay.
Go on.
I actually remember the first day he sat us down to tell. I think it was me.
Tell us the story. All will be revealed.
Okay, well, me and my brother still have a debate. I think it was in Frankie and Benny's.
Okay.
He thinks it
And
was
Frankie
Pizza
and Benny, you were
Hut.
sitting down eating some food.
And where did I
Yeah.
think it was? What
No,
do-
I think it was Pizza Hut. You said
All right, I
Frankie
think
and
I still feel. I remember it being in Frankie and Benny's.
But
and
anyway, wherever
I
it
was with my
was.
two sisters. We went for pizza, and I remember them telling them. I said, "Look,
I just remember him saying, "I actually have something to tell you both."
Oh my
so
God! And you thought, God, what's he going to tell me?
Yeah,
He's not going to
exactly.
get married. He's something like that.
yeah, no."
and I couldn't think for the life of me what it
Kya
could be.
bolega? And you were worried.
And I said,
I don't think I was worried. I think I was more intrigued. I think I was more excited
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
he just started, and that was the moment. I still remember it. He actually said, "I've started writing a script."
yes,
was it?
yes.
I
I
started
said
writing a film script.
Yeah, and I think well, at that time it was obviously early stages, but I'd been in touch with a few people from the industry who worked in the BBC and editors and things like that, and they've actually appreciated my work.
So how did you befriend them?
I didn't befriend them, obviously. It was just getting in touch with them, doing my research. Some of them do kind of things like where you can send in their script and they will check it for you.
So you did?
Yeah, I obviously did my research and got in touch with the right people. And one of the scripts that I wrote, it's actually not a movie yet. Maybe I'm going to make it in the future. They appreciated it and said you have a lot of talent, a lot of skills as a writer. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
but it began in Frankie and Benny.
Ultimately,
when you confessed.
Kind of, yes. That's when I
confessed.
said to my sisters, look, there's a script that I'm writing, and I think it's getting some recognition. I think there's a chance I might be able to take this a bit further.
What would have happened if you had a much older brother who said, don't be stupid? Would you be extinguished?
Not at all. I would fight until I would make sure I kind of convinced.
I think that's what's got him to where he is today.
I think the main thing is, as you were talking about before, is self-belief.
It's
believing in yourself, and I've always believed in myself. I believed in my talent, and kind of if I've had a vision to do something, I'm very determined. I'm kind of I'm actually quite stubborn, to be honest, in that sense.
Stubborn. Others will see determined.
Determined. It depends how you look at it. I actually thought everything I've visualized or wanted to do, I've went out and set out and did it. And like you said, if I had an elder brother who's kind of restricted me, I would have.
Oh, your father.
My father. Mother. Yeah. But luckily, and thankfully, and I really appreciate how my parents have actually supported me. Everything I've done, each stage in my life, they've kind of said, do it, go ahead and do it. Yeah, absolutely. They've been very supportive. There's a lot of parents that I know.
Said, oh, what will people say?
Not at all. I think they've always not at all. I think one thing I like about the way we think as a family as well, we don't really care so much what the others say. I mean, ultimately,
so you're prepared to do the right thing. Doesn't matter what others say.
Absolutely true. I think it's actually a shame that if somebody is kind of has a talent in something, and especially staying within your limits, and if you can prove yourself, and if you're being restricted, even actually not just a guy, even a girl, a Muslim girl.
Well, it's harder for girls,
absolutely true,
young girls,
very true,
unmarried young girls who are Muslim.
I agree. Yeah,
sure.
And one sitting in
absolutely. Well, my sister Yasmin, she's went out and kind of, she will probably talk about it a bit later on, set up her own makeup business, and she's a freelance makeup artist, and again, that started from nothing. And we've had kind of our parents, supporting us and supporting her and saying, look, if this is what you want to do, ultimately.
First you have to believe in yourself.
That's the first stage, absolutely.
And then, of course, the family needs to not crush you. Even if they don't support you.
Sure.
They shouldn't say, "Nay, what are you doing?"
Absolutely, you should have that freedom to kind of, especially if you're not doing something ridiculous. If you suddenly said you're doing something which is totally against, your faith or whatever, then obviously you can't really expect them to agree.
You.
Yeah, but if you're doing something which is reasonable, your intention, your niyat is right. That's the most important thing, I think. Then hopefully, if your parents support you, you can go further. And you're absolutely right. There are times I know several people who didn't actually get to study. Like a girl, for example, who hasn't been able to go further study because the parents were a little narrow-minded, thinking you'll go away. Yeah, that's it. But I mean, it's not the case. If you're a decent character, if you have a decent way about you, I think you can go.
As immigrants,
sure,
our problems are bigger.
Absolutely.
Because what we see outside the house walls is completely unacceptable to us. But we've chosen to come here.
Sure.
So you have to take that risk.
Absolutely true.
And if you say, I met families in Peterborough.
Okay.
Where the father was jailed, Muslim family,
sure.
was jailed because he just refused to let his daughter go to school.
Right, okay.
And that woman has huge emotional, social problems.
Sure, absolutely. Okay.
Patience of mind.
Yeah, okay.
Huge. Only because the father and social services are involved. What for? Ladkiyon ko padhna nahi hai. Phir England mein kya kar rahe ho?
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
With that kind of rigid about everything, where would you go? Okay, so we are still on your case, So you went from Ravensworth to
Heaton Manor, yes.
What were your subjects?
A level I studied chemistry, biology, psychology, and history. I actually have a love for history as well.
So why didn't you do maths? You could have been a doctor.
I actually did in the first year I actually took up maths. It was taking up a lot of my time. So
was that a distraction?
Kind of.
Was that the road you might have taken and become a daft GP or something?
Possibly, yeah. Ultimately, I thought if I was going to university at that time, the truth is I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I would take it, but I knew I would take the sciences. I had an interest in science and history as well, and psychology. I love studying kind of
film is all psychology.
Very true.
Shakespeare is all psychology.
Very true. As a film director, even at that stage, I probably didn't know it. But being a film director, film writer,
there's much more psychology than
absolutely,
the
you're
psychologists we meet.
Very true. You have to understand human behavior, human ways of thinking. Ultimately, to develop a character, you have to know that way. And I guess I had an interest. I always have an interest to, know the way people are and the way they behave. So that they were my subjects, and then I went on to do. I obviously took chemistry further.
And you became an inorganic chemist.
Yes, I was a lab analyst. It's kind of drug testing, drug design,
and making lots of money for shareholders.
Possibly, yes. Yes.
That's all drug testing is about. Western medicine to me is just symptom relief.
Sure.
It doesn't long term.
Sure.
There are times when it's extremely useful.
Sure.
But most of the times it's just.
Sure. I mean, well,
I've been a GP all my life.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, yeah. You say. I think even in my last year in university, I did. One of my topics, my project was anti-cancer drugs, so that was very interesting. I've always had a love for kind of something which you can do to ail or help people. Yes, like yourself, obviously being a doctor, you would have.
No, I enjoyed people, but pushing drugs wasn't my strength.
Sure.
Many patients walked away because they say तो दवा भी नहीं देता है.
Okay, sure.
दवा लेना तो go across the road and get ill.
Very true.
ठीक होना तो मेरे पास आओ.
Nice. No, that's a very nice way of thinking.
From the age of 4, I hated ill people.
Sure.
I still do.
You hated ill people?
Yes.
How do you mean?
Because they are so involved and enjoy the illness.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well,
bring an ill person in studio and I'll cure them.
Nice.
I'll ask them to lose weight.
Sure.
Otherwise, don't waste my time.
Sure.
Stop smoking.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you're right. You're right.
A little bit of exercise.
You're right.
Don't waste my time.
Sure.
Sleep enough.
Sure.
And you'll see the remarkable changes.
Absolutely
but
true.
The new religion is the health service.
Sure.
Not Islam, not Hindu. We in the health service.
Sure.
I went to the doctor, or the English will say, the doctor turned around and said, it's all doctor. They love illness. If you want to extinguish something,
sure.
Talk about something better.
Yeah, like very true. Very true. Okay, fair enough. But you're right about the illness, because
focus on it all the time.
Yeah. A lot of the people they're harming themselves. Naturally, if you're going to be smoking
and drinking
and
driving carelessly, and not sleeping,
you're obviously going to harm yourself. You're going to come out
stressed.
with absolutely. So there are better ways to deal with stress.
Okay, I'll have a break now and then we talk some more.
Sure.
Educate and enlighten.
Then what is the stage where you said, no, I want to make a film?
Okay, well, obviously my love for writing.
You kept writing?
Writing, yes. After.
Do you use a computer or do you write by pen?
Initially I write by pen. Believe it or not, I have a notebook which I first store all my ideas in. A lot of it first comes in my head, to be honest.
Yes, that's right.
Naturally, as a writer. I store a lot of the stuff in my head. Then I kind of transfer it to paper. Absolutely.
Up in the head.
And then when it's clogged up, I transfer some of the data to paper. And then ultimately, obviously, when I'm writing a script, I am working on my software, final draft and whatever it is. But yes, you asked about what made me think I'm going to make a movie. What happened is when I was working as a chemist. It was a very short time, but I actually didn't feel that's where I was meant to be. Something was inside me feeling that. Kind of. It was actually very strange. Even on the first, I remember going into chemistry, into the lab the first day, and the people who were working there, kind of seniors, and I heard them complaining about how depressed they were.
So here's a new guy in the new place.
Absolutely, they might not be supporting me, encouraging me.
Going to Sasural.
That's it.
And the Saas and the Sasur are fighting.
Sure,
It's a bad sign.
It is. It didn't feel kind of something that I wanted to go ahead and.
No, they were okay with you.
Yeah, they were fine.
But themselves,
I think ultimately they've been there for a long time, so they were probably just fed up of what they're doing. It's very repetitive, and for me, I can't do that. Like I actually have to do something different each time.
That I have an injunction against boring and serious people.
Okay.
Don't come to the studio.
Sure.
It's an injunction, a court injunction.
Okay, fine.
If you're happy, exciting,
sure.
new things.
Nice. Well, I'm very creative, so each time I want to do something different, and kind of after I've achieved that, and move on to something else. So after when I was working as a chemist, I did feel I want to take this writing and directing and everything further.
So what date was it when you said goodbye?
It was, I think, at the end of 2008. And that's when actually I knew.
So how old were you at that time?
I would have been about 23 or 22.
So a 23-year-old boy, Bengali boy,
Sure.
working in the chemistry field, not in his father's takeaway.
So, no, I was actually supporting then as well. Kind of balance them both. Absolutely.
Indeed, but
sure.
Your career was there.
Absolutely.
Some work and support, family support, and money was there.
Sure.
So at 23 you left. Did anyone say, "Kya kar rahe ho? What are you doing this for?"
Absolutely. Naturally. Obviously I've had, except for my immediate family, I did have kind of concerns, I would say, from uncles, aunties, and close friends, and
But your parents supported you.
Parents supported me. To be honest,
There's somebody on the line. Let's see who is
Sure,
it. Is
sure,
it
sure.
immediate or non-immediate family? Hello, caller. Who's that, please?
Hello there, this is Azza.
Who's that, please? Say it louder.
It's Azza.
Azza. Who's Azza?
Azza. Oh, hello, brother. Assalam, brother.
Which one is this?
This is a good dear friend of mine, Azhar Hussain.
Oh, hello, Azhar Hussain. Speak up.
I'll be very quick, but all I wanted to say is that obviously people can't see Shaka because it's over the radio.
Yeah, but it'll come on YouTube tonight. It'll come on YouTube
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah.
They'll see he's a very humble guy.
Yes.
He's not after money or materialistic or anything like that. So I just want to say to everyone, go out, watch the film, and you'll see it's fantastic.
Here.
Go to see Shaka. He's a
Thanks very much, Azhar.
Here.
I didn't expect it to call in. Are you not meant to be in the bank, or are you having lunch break?
No, I'm not at work, but
okay.
I'm actually tuning in. I'm listening to the radio, but I thought I'll quickly call in and just.
I appreciate that.
That's nice of you, Azhar.
I appreciate that, brother. Thanks very much.
Wow. So there's a fresh call. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Azhar.
Okay.
Thank you.
And watch out on YouTube. He'll give you the link later.
Yes.
Okay.
I will indeed.
Okay.
Thanks, Azhar. Take
Bye,
care,
Azhar.
man.
So tell me about Azhar. What does he do? Where is he?
How
long have you known him?
Well, actually, I met Azhar in university. He studied finance. I studied chemistry. But we kind of hit it off.
You hit it off.
Yeah, that's it. And
He's also a brave guy.
Yeah.
Follow your spirit.
Sure. Well, to be honest, Azhar is actually one of my dear friends who's always supported me. He's always believed in my work.
Right.
And we have a kind of very similar kind of mentality. Similar. He's
Though you're in different fields.
Sure. He's very much a family-oriented person. Sorry. And he has always, said, Shaka, if you believe in something, go for it and do it, because ultimately you won't, regret it. I think the important thing is about regret. You don't want. It's sometimes regretting something isn't something you do. It's something that you don't do.
It's terrible.
That's it.
I mean, on the deathbed in one of Tolstoy's stories, the fellow who was an accountant said, "I wish I hadn't been an accountant."
Sure.
And died.
Sure. Well, actually, that reminds me of there's an uncle in the community. He told me recently that his brother, he was actually for many years he was a solicitor, and for, I think he did it for 10, 12, 15 years or whatever. And he eventually one day, the uncle that I know, he said he realized that his brother was kind of soon as he had gone into this field, he started changing as a person. He became a little more depressed and very sad and kind of not the cheerful, happy person that he was. And one day he sat him down and said, what's the matter? And he said, I'm actually not happy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I feel I've been kind of forced into this. And I've had had no choice, and I've done this. So what the uncle said, he said, quit. you know, you don't have to do it, you know.
So
and yes, absolutely,
moral,
very true. And he said since his brother has quit being, I think he does something else now, maybe a business. He's actually changed as a person. He's back to his cheerful, happy self now. So that's very nice to hear. You know, ultimately, if you've got no options, sometimes you know.
I mean, there are Filipinos who work 18 hours
you have no,
on
yeah,
ships.
absolutely. You've got no option. You have to do
Saudi,
it. Yeah,
from Kerala,
right. Yes.
From India to Saudi is a bit of a change. Like
Sure.
But sometimes for money you have to do this.
Yeah,
but not by choice.
Yeah, that's it. And if you've got choices, and if something,
take them.
Yeah, well, ultimately, I believe. I don't know if anyone will agree with me. Some people might think this is crazy, but if you earn less, but if you're happier doing something, and it's
another phone call.
Sure.
Hello, who's that, please?
Hello, good afternoon, Doc. It's Iftikhar.
Hello, Iftikhar. Glad to hear from you. Go on, speak directly to the guy.
Yeah,
Hi, Iftikhar.
Assalamualaikum, Shakirul.
Walaikum salam, brother.
Very pleased to hear about your venture.
Thanks very much.
Great to have somebody who's local.
Thanks very much.
Doing such great things.
I appreciate that.
About that. I found out about it from one of my nieces who goes to Heaton Manor School a few days ago.
Okay, very nice.
Obviously, a lot of the kids at the school are very excited about the fact that one of their fellow pupils or former pupils of the school.
Thanks very much. Nice to hear that.
Such great things.
Sure.
All I can say is fantastic.
Thanks very much.
Look forward to watching the movie.
Really appreciate that, brother.
And keep up the good work, and I hope this is the beginning of greater things.
Inshallah, yes. Thanks very much. I really appreciate that.
I must commend also your straightforwardness and your humility. I'm really, really impressed with that.
Really appreciate, brother.
I hope to hear of bigger and greater things in the future from you.
Inshallah. Thanks very much, brother. I really appreciate your call.
Thanks very much for the phone call, yaar. You always support good people. It's amazing. See you sometime.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's very nice, yes.
He himself started a music group.
Okay.
You must get your cough sorted out, both of you.
Sure, sorry about that.
Now, this is proof that you like being ill.
Okay. This is why we come to a doctor.
Well, this is a very strange doctor who will not give you antibiotics.
Oh, fine.
Or cough bottles.
Cough
bottles never work.
Fine.
No, I agree.
Antibiotics are a waste of time on viruses.
Fine.
Yeah.
Go and take echinacea. It's a herbal product.
Okay.
Echinacea.
Okay.
Since you're Muslims and may not want alcohol drops, you can take tablets.
Okay, nice.
Any Holland and Barrett echinacea tablet.
Sure.
Does that actually get rid of the cough?
You get rid of the cough by getting rid of the virus that's irritating you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't have a cough.
Okay.
You now have a habit.
Sure.
If you're coughing more than one day, it's a habit.
Okay.
I talk straight as well.
Okay, fine.
I'm 68.
Sure.
I don't have a cough.
You're 68?
Yes.
You don't look it.
Well, because I don't believe in illness.
Sure. Very nice. Nice way of thinking.
Forget me. Look at Amitabh Bachchan.
Sure.
His son is younger.
Sure.
But Amitabh Bachchan has that fire in him.
Very true. He still looks the younger guy, you know.
Yes, and the younger guy, though you are saying you came from a family that wasn't movie makers.
Sure.
Well, Amitabh Bachchan's son is born with a sister who writes novels.
Sure.
A mother who's an actress, Bengali lady who's an actress in Hindi.
Yes.
Father who's an actor.
Sure.
His wife is an actor.
Sure.
But when he's interviewed, do you know what the falseness about the boy is, the lad? He speaks only in English.
Right, okay.
Hindi ka khana khate hain sare.
Haan ji.
I mean, Amitabh Bachchan especially is not just an actor. He's very knowledgeable.
Very true.
Literature wise, his father was a poet and everything. तो ये जो falsity निकल जाता है ना.
Okay, sure.
आप तो कटरीना कैफ से भी अच्छी हिंदी बोलते हैं.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
She's been there for a long time.
Yes. She is trying. Fair enough. You have to.
She's not trying yet.
Okay.
How can you be in a movie and speak perfectly well?
Fair enough.
But then she'll get all the roles which are slightly white.
Okay. Yes. Which her character is from out of India all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Why can't she be there?
Yeah. Sure.
And then I also don't like Shah Rukh Khan for saying I don't want to do negative roles.
Okay.
Actor ho ye kya ho?
Sure.
Anyway.
He did the Dons.
And that was negative.
Yeah. He did Don movies.
And then he doesn't want a Rakhi when on Rakhi.
Okay, sure. Doesn't want to be the brother.
I think we know too much about actors. It shouldn't be.
Very true.
That's
Yes.
their personal life.
It is. Yes.
But they also collude with it now.
Sure. Well, to be honest, they play a big part in the way people think. A lot of in India, especially, I found that it's actually crazy. I met several actors, you know, and
who all?
I've met like Irfan Khan, John Abraham.
Wow. Irfan Khan is.
He's
which one? From Jaipur. Big eyes fellow.
Yes, that's him. He's Slumdog Millionaire.
And
sure. Sorry.
Pi, Life of Pi.
Life of Pi. That's it. He's been in. Yes, that's Irfan. Yes, he's
just amazing.
I was invited to the National Film Awards.
Kai Poche.
He didn't do that. No.
That?
That was his new actor Sushant Singh or something like that. But Irfan, I met quite a few of them. I was invited last year to the National Film Awards. Irfan, John Abraham.
Wow. He's another great character.
Yeah, well, to be honest, John Abraham, one thing is, I know a lot of people, he has a lot of fans, but the nice thing about him was he's very humble and he's very down to earth. And he's very much, he kind of connects with his...
If you see the interview with Simi Garewal or somebody of substance.
Okay.
Not Coffee with Karan.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
But Simi Garewal, she really penetrates the characters.
Sure.
And then you find out who they are.
Absolutely true.
Andar kya hai?
Yeah, that's it.
Behind the mask.
Because ultimately, when they're in character on movies, you don't really get to see them. In reality, when you see them on a show,
the real persona.
That's the real them.
I mean, do they have a real persona, or is it just acting?
I don't know.
I'm saying the ones who have it, you imbibe.
Well, the people, absolutely. The people that I met, it was nice to see Irfan and John, and I met Madhavan. I don't know if Madhavan. Yes, he was in Three Idiots. Yes.
From Jamshedpur.
Yes, South. No, is he South Indian, isn't he?
No. Madhavan is Mota Sota, the fellow who became the filmmaker.
No. He's not. Okay, he's the actor in the movie. Madhavan is there was three characters. Amal Khan.
Yes.
Then you have the other guy.
And one fellow who committed suicide.
Yes.
And the third one.
The third one, yes.
Who wanted to become
a photographer. That's it. Yes.
That's right.
That's him. Yes.
He's from Jamshedpur.
Okay, I didn't know that. Very nice.
Nobody wants to admit to Bihar.
Sure.
Priyanka Chopra is from Jamshedpur. She never talk about
it.
Cliff Richard is from India.
Why is that?
Because they are ashamed of it.
Okay,
I'm proud to be from Bihar.
Very nice.
See, if you can't accept who you are.
Sure.
There's a Sikh singer. He's from Patna.
Sure.
Gurmail Singh or something.
Okay.
I forgot the name. I mean, I'm into classical music.
Oh yes.
So, but you can't be ashamed of your roots.
Absolutely. Well, if you're born that way, God made you this way.
Yes. So you're shaming God.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be proud of who you are.
Whatever you are.
Doesn't matter if you're Hindu,
Muslim,
Christian.
Is a rickshawala,
yes,
and he's made you a medical student.
Absolutely.
You should Sina Tan ke you should.
Sure, more than ever. Because the amount of work that a rickshawala would have had to do to make his son is probably a greater amount than somebody else who is found it easy. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Very true. I think ultimately your parents. That's where it all begins. They're the ones who kind of brought you up, especially loved you, cared for you, and if you
tolerated you.
Absolutely, very much. Yeah, a lot of a lot of guys, badmashis. You've got
even.
Sure.
And badmash in school.
I wasn't. No, I've kind of been a goody. Yes.
But your heart was badmash in the sense you thought outside the box.
Possibly, yeah, it's a good way of looking. Sure, absolutely. It's a way of looking at it. Yes, out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's it. I was thinking of something which probably you don't get a usual guy. Thinking taking that risk or wanting to do that. But I always think big. I always want to think big. I want to visualize big, and
if you visualize 100 you might get 50.
Very true.
If you visualize 10 you'll get 5.
Absolutely true. That's a good way of looking at it.
Think small.
Sure, think big. Always think big. Always aim for the best,
and the right people will come to you and support you.
Very true. I think I found that if you've obviously talented, that will show in itself, but people these days, it's not only just your talent, they look at the person as well.
Yes.
They want to see confidence.
Like Miss Universe, Miss this was just body.
Absolutely true.
But now they have to talk.
It's the way they speak and the way how elegant they are. Absolutely. Absolutely,
it's more than just the
absolutely appearance.
Okay, so you then decided to leave, and a few uncles and aunties and neighbors.
Sure.
And
ultimately they supported me because
you proved yourself.
I proved myself. Sure. And at that time I hadn't proved myself because it's kind of going out into a known world. And
in a foreign country.
Sure.
And a language you don't
speak at that time. Yes.
You're not an Urdu speaker or Hindi
not at all. Not at all.
Sileti Bengali.
Bengali. Yes. Did
anyone say?
Kind of. Yes. Mata kharab. Yes. But I think ultimately I've had to prove myself. And
no, but don't you think that people who speak like that spur you on?
Yes, in a way.
If you had
in
support,
a way.
you may not have.
Maybe. I mean,
if you were
it's the way you look.
You may not be just a useless.
Maybe. Sometimes you feel the need to prove them wrong.
Devanand has a son who acted just in one movie.
Sure.
And that was bad enough.
Yes.
He got in the movie only because Devanand's son.
Yeah, absolutely right.
So
absolutely true.
You don't have a Devanand father.
No, not at all. Obviously nobody related from the film industry.
Has anything to do with you?
Nobody, not at all.
Is there any other artist in your family? In the old times, Dada, Nana, Mama.
There isn't, is it? Yasmin?
No,
I don't think there is.
Painter,
no.
poet.
My granddad was he used in Dada. Yes. He was the first the first generation to come here. He was he used to
had to work
he had an interesting job. He used to work on the ships. And I think it would have been through the World War time. He used to be a sarong. I think is it called a sarong? I don't know what it's called.
Sarong is something the Thailand women wear.
No, okay. I don't know what it is. Anyway, he used to work at the engine room of a ship.
So it was unusual.
Yeah, very
he was
unusual.
Not a Bengali cook in a
no, not at all.
Which is the typical thing.
It is. Obviously, a lot of Asians who come here, the main kind of, I guess it's something that. Without choice they have to go into. They don't have much options, especially even if you've studied. Sometimes the degree from India or Bangladesh or Pakistan, it doesn't have much value here.
No.
You have to kind of study again.
I had to sit MRCGP myself.
There you go. You have to kind of study further and prove yourself. Yeah. So in regards to your question, I don't think there's actually anyone in this as an artist or anything like that in our family.
In all fairness, I think my brother's the first, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very unique.
But it's amazing to interview you because when I interviewed Matab Mia,
sure,
his wife was the first Bengali female driver in the Northeast.
Really?
Yes. I pick up these kind of things.
Nice.
I love people who do the first.
Yeah, very true. I think it's important to be the first of something or somebody.
How much fish do you eat?
Because
it has omega-3, that's what I'm asking.
Not as much as I probably should.
Omega-3, I take vitamin D3 because I'm brown skin and the sun doesn't shine here much.
Okay.
And omega-3 for the brain to work. Otherwise, how can I work at 68?
Sure.
Everyone slows down. Satya gaya hai, you must have heard.
Yeah.
Satya gaya hai.
Sure.
Abhi tak nahi satya hai.
Sure.
But I think it does help, omega-3.
Okay.
So take fish oil.
I will. I mean, from a Bengali family.
Bengali who doesn't eat peace. Eki bapar. Peace. My sister-in-law is Bengali.
Okay.
And my parents, my late father and my mother can speak fluent Bangla.
Sure.
Shuddhu Bangla.
Okay, nice.
And Dhakar Bangla.
Yes.
Hello, who's there please? Spice here.
Hi, it's Nazreen.
Hello.
Hi.
Nazreen.
So our beloved sister.
She's the number 4.
She is number 4, yes.
No, 5.
5.
I'm number 5.
Sorry.
6 and 7
yes.
Okay, Nazreen.
Nazreen, shouldn't you be
Stop acting like older brother. Come on, Nazreen, speak up. Goro.
Well, I'm just with my friends actually, just in the library. We're on lunch break.
Well, what do you think of your brother's crazy idea of going to India, making a movie and succeeding?
Sorry?
What do you think of your crazy brother who can't speak the language, goes to a foreign country, makes a whole movie and come back with Smelling of Roses?
Well, firstly, I think it's crazy.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing, like kind of how he's like just grown up in Newcastle, just like
just like another lad. Hi.
And he's just gone out and he's basically
done it.
What he wants.
It's still quite surreal even for us.
Yes, even now you don't quite believe it.
Sure. Even as his sisters, it's still surreal for us. So.
How did you do it?
Absolutely.
But
no,
you have an amazing brother, Nazreen. You just have an amazing brother.
Yeah, I just basically just want to say I'm sitting in with my friends. We're listening in.
Sure.
It's been a great show so far, and just wanted to let you know that we're all supporting you.
Thanks very much. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate Nasreen's friends have always actually supported me.
Wow.
And they've always believed in my work, and they always kind of encouraged me. I've always kept them updated.
I've noticed in the Bengali community, particularly, there's a lot of support.
Yeah.
I will not say much about the other communities.
Yeah.
But in the Bengali community,
Nasreen actually has a mix of friends. They're all Pakistani.
Yes.
Bengali.
No, but the Bengali community, I'll tell you why. Matab Mia, who used to be my patient.
Sure.
He organized 3 meetings in the town to do Eid.
Sure.
They organized the assembly room for 26 Bengali children who had done well.
Very nice.
That is very positive.
Sure. No, that's what you should. Support is more important. Obviously, if you're doing something alone,
It's a
that's
lonely
one
battle.
thing. It is, but if you've got support, even if it's one person, it makes it a whole different story.
So many sisters and so many.
I've got enough support. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nasreen.
Thanks, Nasreen.
Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Bye.
It's amazing when your own family.
I know. I didn't expect that.
So, friend has phoned. Iftikhar, who doesn't know you at all.
Sure, I don't know Iftikhar.
Iftikhar had his own music group.
Very nice.
He used to do Bhangra dancing when he was a kid.
Okay.
He's much older now.
Sure.
Older children
Okay.
now. But he had a lot of people dancing and singing in Newcastle.
Okay, nice.
And to do that in Newcastle wasn't easy.
Sure.
Because it was a young, new, foreign diaspora.
Sure.
And they always scared. Ye mat karo, wo mat karo.
Okay.
You go to London, it's easy. Birmingham, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow. Newcastle is chota pind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Chota Sylhet.
Yeah. You're right.
And
You're
it's
right.
like a chota
It is a big city, but I mean,
but there are little Mirpurs, Sylhet.
Sure, you got everybody all over the place, kind of.
Yes, but little cliques.
Sure. But it's nice when somebody's doing something different, something
And actually, we should praise it and
absolutely
support
true, very true, and encourage it. That's it.
When I just come to the country in '78, I was in Barrow-in-Furness, a little tiny microscopic town. My family.
Okay, where is that?
Well, good question. It's in Cumbria.
Cumbria, right? Okay.
Right to the extreme. Any further, you'll fall into Ireland.
Right.
So it was a nice little hospital, and I recommend anyone who comes to this country work in a small hospital first.
Sure.
Okay. Caller, I'll be with you in a minute. And I saw an advert for Evesham computers, so I rang.
Right.
And the fellow had a Pakistani Indian accent. I said, "आप पाकिस्तान के हैं?" He said, "तो क्या?" I said, "नहीं, मैं आपकी तारीफ कर रहा हूँ कि 1978 में आपने कंपनी खोल दिया कंप्यूटर का." Then he was very happy.
Nice.
Who's that caller? Who's that, please?
Hi, it's Bodge.
This is another friend of mine. Hello, Bodge.
Hi, Bodge.
Salam, brother.
Hi, Shaka. Hi, sister. How you doing? You all okay?
I'm good. Bodge is actually a teacher. Right? He's a teacher.
Oh, hello, Bodge. We'll have you on the show as well. You got such a cute name.
Bodrul is his name, but Bodge, everybody knows him as Bodge. He actually shares the same surname as me, Alam.
I've been listening to you online because I'm just at work, so I can't really get out.
Sure, teaching the kids.
It's nice. It's nice listening to you and Dr Anand.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I love talent like this, yaar. I'm just amazed that some little cutie pie from Heaton goes to Delhi and makes a movie in Hindi and comes back smiling.
Absolutely,
it's amazing.
We're so proud of him.
Yes,
thanks very much, Bodge. Appreciate that, man.
We met up with him last night, and he was telling us he's going to be on. So
yes, I did tell everyone to tune in.
Like I said, whether it's filmed as well or not.
Wow.
All of his friends, all his brothers, his family. I'm sure we're all really just proud of him.
Wow.
Thanks very much.
The fact that
Jazakallah, brother.
He's done such a
when the movie thing starts, I'm trying two things. One is to get Shahbaz Hussain. He's a fantastic tabla player, and I've known him about 15 to 20 years. To bring him in, and he is a tabla player.
Sure.
And the other, I want to rent an elephant, so you come to the cinema hall sitting on a hathi.
Maybe Bodge can organize that.
Bodge, let's get an elephant, at least a ghoda.
Well, he's promised to, cast me in his next movie. So
sure.
Okay, you better be nice to him then.
I actually hope to. I'm not joking. I actually hope to have Bodge in a cameo sometime in one of my future movies.
Well, Bodge, it'll be a pleasure to see you on the 9th and 10th.
Sure.
You might become the Indian Prime Minister next.
You may be the hero, Bodge.
Or become the villain,
Yeah, most likely the villain. Yes.
With a name like Bodge. It sounds like Gabbar Singh.
Bodge Singh.
Anyways, guys, I'm really sorry, but I'm just in the middle of my lunch hour.
Thanks
for
calling.
Amazing.
Thank you for giving us some time.
Cheers, Bodge. Thanks for calling in, man. Take care. I'll see you soon, brother.
Okay. It's lovely.
Oh,
no, I appreciate it. He's a teacher. I didn't expect him to call in, and he said I'll try to listen, but I didn't expect to call in. He's
for me, it's good that people of the community are bringing in.
Absolutely, it's nice.
There's a fellow Hassan.
Sure.
He has written 5 or 6 Kindle stories.
Okay.
I was praising him in the
I think you were telling me about this.
Cultural Society.
Sure.
And his father said, "Mera beta hai." I said, "Usko laiye yahan."
Absolutely. Yeah.
Praise him. He's written 6 stories in Kindle.
Sure.
In English.
That's a big thing.
Not in Urdu.
Sure.
Not in Bangla.
Very nice.
So I'm always looking. There was a lady called Safina Mazhar.
Okay.
She came all the way from Glasgow with her husband and 4 little cute daughters.
Okay, nice.
And we did a show.
Okay, nice.
Whenever there's talent, I'm looking for it.
Very nice, very nice.
Particularly in the diaspora.
Sure.
Because we don't shine.
Sure. You should encourage talent, and push it forward.
Under a bushel.
Absolutely true. Sure.
We are British.
Very true.
We are not in some foreign country.
Absolutely, true.
I was born in India.
Yeah.
But from 78, I've been here, for God's sakes. That's
sure.
More than half my life.
When was the last time you were there?
6 years ago.
Okay.
There's no one there now for me.
Right.
My family's all over the world.
Right.
So they all become.
So everyone's left.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have hankering for the past.
Okay.
What tha ye hai?
Okay. Can I ask you what?
You can ask me anything.
Yeah. What's like? What would you say your best memory in India? What's the most thing you do remember if there is?
So many fantastic memories, but 71 when Bangladesh was parting from Pakistan.
Sure.
I was working on the border.
Okay.
Amar sonar bangla.
Very nice.
Ami tomaye bhalobashi. One girl came.
Sure.
And we raised about 5,000 rupees.
Wow.
Nothing now, but
back then that's a massive amount. Yes.
And that's where I met a guy.
Sure.
Who had a very pretty sister. Ultimately married.
Okay, nice. So, sure. Okay, that's memorable for you.
It's like Imran Khan sitting in the dharna.
Sure.
And then he gets married.
Okay, sure.
There's advantages in sitting in
Fair enough.
So, I have lots of good memories.
Okay, nice.
I did a strike against teachers.
Sure.
For caste.
Okay.
And until recently, internal examiners were banned.
Right.
Two of us led a strike to Indira Gandhi in
right.
Patna.
Sure.
We walked 14 miles.
Sure.
40,
Sure.
So I've done stuff here.
I actually have a little story about Indira Gandhi ji. In our movie, I'll talk to you about it in a bit.
Yeah,
the main lead actor, Gaurav Chaudhary. It's based on his father's life, Atar Singh Chaudhary.
So Atar Singh Chaudhary, let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
So Atar Singh Chaudhary is the tabla man.
Yes.
He's also an author.
Shastriya Sangeet, this classical music. Yeah, proper classical music. He had a dream to kind of take music forward. And especially his own style and his own ways and
almost like a gharana.
Kind of, yes. Obviously you get the different gharana from Delhi gharana and sure absolutely, yeah.
And it's only North Indian music.
Yes.
South Indian is slightly different.
It is different. It is different. So he's a very passionate, very talented tabla player. From a young age he showed talent, and you'll see it in the movie. And he obviously struggled at that time, being a lot of competition, being lots of competitors, it was very hard to make a name. But he was determined to kind of take his music forward and show his his skill and talent to not just India. He wanted to do something in the world. But unfortunately, he kind of several obstacles you'll see in the movie. Illness. He faced a kind of severe illness, heart condition, which ultimately he passed away in a young age.
So a dream unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled. That's it. So he's basically left behind a dream. Which in the movie, what we've done is the movie is spread over two zamanas, the two periods, the 70s where we saw the father's story, and the present day. Where it's his son Gaurav Chaudhary, and Gaurav Chaudhary is actually playing a double role.
Yes,
he is playing his father's role, and we had to get him into character for that. It was a very tough challenge, but we did.
To be completely different.
Two different characters, totally different characters.
Raman, Shyam, Sita, Gita.
Absolutely true.
But Gaurav, sequentially.
Sure. And Gaurav basically we've showed him in this journey, kind of taking his father's dream forward and kind of
trying to reality
and trying to complete it and kind of do something in him of his in memory of his father. And I'm actually in the movie as well. I'm a trained actor. I trained with Anupam Khair. I don't know if I mentioned it before.
We'll talk about that in
a
minute. Okay.
And my character is kind of somebody who supports him and takes him to that.
Which is what your character anyway.
Yes. I guess it is. The movie is based in reality. It is based on true story.
But all stories are true stories. Otherwise, they look false.
Sure. And that's what it is. I think this is not your usual Hindi movie where you if anyone's expecting me to dance around trees and you're not going to see that.
You change your clothes every 10 seconds.
No. You're not going to see any of that. It's
you don't take your shirt off.
No, you don't want to see that. But yes, as you mentioned about Indira Gandhi ji, Gaurav Chaudhary's elder brother, he's actually in the movie as well. Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, he's also a tabla player. And what happened was Atar Singh Chaudhary, he used to actually...
Atar Singh Chaudhary is the father.
Yes, he's the father. He encouraged his young son at that time, Ravi Shankar. Gaurav wasn't born at the time.
Okay.
He taught him tabla. He taught his son. He taught his own son. Atar Singh Chaudhary taught his own son, Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, who is the eldest brother. He basically taught him tabla, all his, passed on his knowledge. And Ravi Shankar Chaudhary actually, he showed a lot of talent and a lot of potential. He had it in him. And what happened? He studied at a very famous. I don't know if you know, in Delhi, Bal Bhavan school.
I've been. And let me tell you very quickly. And it's not the show is about.
Sure.
I did a thing called Guru Shishya Parampara.
Okay.
So I've been to Delhi Banaras, Lucknow,
wow.
Allahabad,
Nice.
Agra to study.
Sure.
Actual study.
Sure.
I was paid $3.5 grand by the community chest here.
Wow.
Anthea, my wife, because she's white, she only got 500.
Right.
So we stayed in hotels. We took our gurus all over the place. I've sat in Bismillah Khan's house.
Sure.
Talking to his daughter.
Nice.
Banaras is another center.
Sure.
So I've actually met Misra, Hanuman Misra.
Very nice.
Rajan Sajan.
Sure. All the big names.
Anyway, so the show's not over.
Sure.
So I know these gharanas.
Nice. So Balbhavan School, it's a very famous class. For young classical musicians and singers. Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, he was one of probably the best student in that school, in the story and in real life. He was actually one of his elder brother, Gaurav Chaudhary's elder brother, Ravi Shankar Chaudhary. He was one of the best students at that time.
So
these two are they are in the movie in themselves.
Actually
in the movie, yes.
Actually musicians.
Yes, actual musicians.
Wow.
They are real tabla players.
But apart from the movie, you've encouraged aspirant musicians to reach the world stage.
Very true. Yes.
Okay. And they're actually playing.
Yes, they're actually. When you see the movie, nobody is faking. Nobody is pretending to play.
Remind me of our favorite Dilip Kumar.
Sure.
Madhuban mein Radhika, usme sitar jo hai,
Nice.
Halim Jafar ka sitar.
Sure.
But he held up the movie for 6 months. He says, जब frontal view देंगे तो मैं हाथ चलाऊं.
Nice. Okay.
Now, in many movies, you see the fellow is playing the flute, but the hero is playing the guitar.
Sure.
It's so stupid.
It is. It doesn't match.
But he said, no, I will play. And Nargis said, I will stay with prostitutes for the weekend.
Sure.
So I understand their nakhra and their nazakat
Okay.
to be in the movie.
Right. Okay.
Now,
So
these are not artists; they're saints.
sure.
They really believe in their art.
Okay. That is method, I guess. Yes. So back to the story.
No, what a wonderful thing you told me. That real musicians.
You'll see everybody playing. Everybody, even we have some fantastic other musicians as well who have been in the movie. We've selected them, handpicked them from the best parts of Delhi. So Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, I'll get back to that story. When he was younger,
The older brother.
yes, the eldest brother, Ravi Shankar, the Balvan school, they actually organized a competition, a worldwide competition, and Indira Gandhi ji, she actually came herself to
in real life,
and we've shown this in the
movie.
In the movie, we've had this. We have a scene like this. We've actually had an actress playing the role of Indira Gandhi ji. She actually came to encourage the students, and what she said was, she said,
information broadcasting minister at the time.
Yes. Ultimately, they're the ones who have
She's
given.
the one who propagated the transistor radio.
Yeah.
And people found her false. And
Okay.
she lost the election because of her own success.
Okay, sure, yes.
That's life.
Yeah,
She
that
didn't
it
vote
is,
for
it
India,
is,
but she
it is,
got the
it is. So she actually encouraged the students to go out and show our kind of talent to the world. A lot of people at the time didn't know what music was, Indian classical music was. And Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, she specifically said to him, she said, Ravi Shankar, we already have one famous Ravi Shankar in India, the sitarist, the very famous sitarist. You are the next Ravi Shankar who is taking tabla forward. And I want you to go and make.
Zakir Hussain did.
Yeah. Obviously, Ustaz, but she was kind of referring to encouraged him in that way. A young talent. To go out and there. Wow. And she said, take our music forward and and make him name.
Proud of the country.
Yeah. Absolutely. She had a love for music as well. Shastri Sangeet. She had a classical. She was a lover of music, and she said, go out there, make your motherland proud. And he did, and we've shown this in the movie. He goes out. To the world, and he played in several countries. He even came to London, even in real life, in Russia, London, France, Germany, everywhere. He's traveled so many places.
Because Indira Gandhi said something to him.
You can say that possibly, yes. I mean, he had the prime minister of the country at the time. She's encouraged him. It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Rahman
sure.
Told you to play the flute.
Sure.
Play the flute.
Possibly.
Because he was such a big.
Absolutely.
Giant.
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Absolutely right. Yes. So he's basically gone up.
Islam.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these big notes. Sure.
Very big people.
Absolutely true. So what happened is that he played in these competitions and everything, and he made a name for himself at a young age. But unfortunately, as his father was becoming, when he grew up, his father was becoming ill. All the responsibilities of the family fell on him. So
he stopped doing the music.
He actually earned money as a musician, but not in that way. As he's doing some shows, teaching.
Mainly teaching to get
that's it, to kind of run the family. And he actually he didn't get the opportunity to.
He was compromised.
That's it. He didn't either get the opportunity to take his father's dream forward and do it further, take it further. And that's why we've shown in the movie his struggles as well. And it's God of Chaudhary. It is very much reality based. Sure.
Biography based. It actually sounds
It is. You can say that. We're obviously taking permission of all the family to kind of have their story.
How long is the movie?
It's about 2 hours, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
I've done PK here.
Sure.
And after you've done the movie release on that day, special showing.
Yes.
I want to do a show.
Sure.
With as many people who'd like to come, who understand the movie.
Sure.
With Jahangir, if you can come.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have him. Yeah. Jazz.
Yeah. And we'll run the movie on the 2 screens.
Sure.
And you take us through the movie.
Sure, that'll be nice. Yeah. Absolutely true. After we have the screenings, obviously.
Now I did this with PK, but as soon as I put my version of PK on the air, PK was 2 hours 38 minutes.
Right.
I took out the songs, and every time it goes up, copyright. Banned in all countries.
Right.
I thought, humko bhi ban kar dega.
Okay.
But who has the rights? Who will allow me to put it on?
I own the rights. I'm the writer, producer, director of the movie.
So the whole purpose on YouTube is to encourage the artists.
Sure.
I don't make any money from it.
Sure.
Okay, people get to know me. That's the only payment I have.
Sure.
So I'd love to put it on YouTube.
Eventually, hopefully, when we get... obviously, the movie is getting screenings here, then we get an India release.
When is
we are working on that dates now.
Okay.
We have a distributor kind of working in the marketing of it.
Who do you have in Delhi? Do you have any newspaper people?
We've had some media. If you look online, we just a few kind of initial stage media we've had.
I have a chap called Rajesh Misra.
Okay.
Who is a radio man,
Sure.
newspaper man, Hindi.
Yeah.
And has written a book on Narendra Modi.
Nice.
Has published my mother's book, which I showed you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Who's printed the other books.
Nice.
He's like my brother.
Nice.
He'll just do what he can.
Absolutely, that's fantastic.
Fine if he doesn't.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. We have got a good team, and we're in touch with good names like Z Cinema, and
Right.
So we've got a good team. Hopefully, going to get a good promotion, publicity, marketing of the movie.
Spice, what could be better?
Yeah, and now here we're beginning here as well and promoting it on Spice. Nice.
There's no point. Everything is far away.
No, absolutely. Well, being from here, being born and brought up in Newcastle, it's important that people.
The prophet should be known in his own country. When they say a prophet is not.
It's a saying. Yeah.
It's true, people locally think, he's just made a movie.
Sure.
Like when the Angel of the North came up, I got calls from Delhi. Have you been there?
Right. Okay.
I couldn't be bothered. I will go in a few days. I don't think it's that much of an art, but it is controversial.
Okay.
So I like it.
Sure.
But my sister saying, देखे नहीं है ऐसा कोई हनुमान मंदिर है कोई शिवजी have you seen that big Shiva Hanuman Murti?
Yeah. We actually have a shot of it in the movie. Yeah.
From Karol Bagh.
Yeah, that's it. With we have a nice, beautiful shot of the metro.
Yes.
It goes in front.
Amazing.
Yeah, the metro. It is. It's very
pollution has gone down.
absolutely.
Noise has gone
The
down.
Delhi metro is actually amazing. I found it, to be honest, it's the same level as London metro as well. In Mumbai, the metro. I've travelled, a few cities, but I haven't been there yet. But
Calcutta is the first one that got a metro.
Okay.
Calcutta is crowded.
Sure. I actually hope to shoot a movie in Calcutta one day. Hopefully, set it in the 60s, 70s, Amana. I loved something about the Calcutta.
You like period movies.
Yeah, I love period movies. Yes.
So you love history.
Sure.
You love personality.
Sure.
And you put your own bit of masala in.
Absolutely. Well, in this movie we've had to do that. Obviously, being based on a true story, most of the scenes that you'll see with the father, they are true. And obviously, the present day we've had to.
So if listeners want to see Delhi,
sure,
or real musicians,
very true, then Taal is the movie to see. Yes.
Okay. I think Stan we gave out a prize.
Right. Okay.
So what is the prize first of all?
Well, actually, we are giving away 2 tickets. For the special screenings in March the 9th and Tuesday, March the 9th
and 10th.
And the 10th, yes.
And normal ticket prices are £20.
£20, yes.
So you're getting £40. This is not some cheap CD of some unknown musician.
Sure. Not at all. This is a special. Yeah. We are holding like a premiere event for the people of the Northeast.
What
friends.
Imagination you have. So £40 worth of tickets for him and him. Oh, sorry, him and
whoever it is. 2 people can come and enjoy the movie.
And what is the question? What is the test?
Okay. Well, I mean, we could ask. I don't know what we mentioned it before.
Ask 4 or 5 questions.
Sure. Should we do it about the movie or should we do it about the? Okay.
What should it be about? You tell me. It's your show.
Okay. So we could ask who has funded the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Question 1. Give me the pen back so I can write. So if someone answers, I don't get the wrong answer.
Sure.
And you're the final judge. If you
yes.
don't like the voice, you can say wrong.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So, funding, who has funded the movie?
Yes.
The movie is called Taal.
Taal, yes.
And you can all run to your smart iPhones and get the answer.
Sure, sure. And who?
£40 is at stake.
Sure. Who is the lead actor of the movie?
Lead actor. Okay.
What is the name of the main character who the movie is based on?
Main character. So lead actor is the real person.
Sure. Well, we could. That's in real life. Who is playing the role, but who is it based on?
Yes.
We could have that.
And four.
We didn't. Should we make it three? Or let's do three. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's fair that we have three questions.
Listeners, beware. The song you're listening to in the background is the first time ever played publicly. This is Mere Rehnuma. And we can let you hear bits of it. I'll play it in every one of my shows, and this is going to be big. We're going to invite this man and do a whole show on the movie itself without any chit chat or adding it. So, the first question: who funded Taal? 2. Who is the lead actor in real person? Who's the not the character, the actor, and who's the main character in the movie? 3 questions. Buttons on. So the clock is ticking, tick, 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 tick. The first answer, you get £40 worth of tickets. And if you come fast, you can see our hero, our main producer of the movie, and that is Shakirul Alam. Let's have a listen to the song a little bit.
Absolutely.
तुमसी ना होगी कोई छाया, तुमसा ना होगा कोई साया, तुमसी ना होगी कोई छाया, तुमसा ना होगा कोई साया। दे दे मुझे ये दुआ, चलूं तेरे कदमों के ही निशान पर, मेरे रहनुमा, मेरे रहनुमा। मुझे तन्हा न छोड़ो मेरे रहनुमा, तन्हा न छोड़ो मेरे रहनुमा।
आप सुन रहे हैं मेरे रहनुमा। पहली बार ये सौरभ मिश्रा का गाया हुआ है। फिल्म का नाम है ताल। लेकिन ये भजन ताल, एक कहरवा ताल पे बेस्ड है ये गाना। सो दैट डजंट मैटर, इट्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग 10 मिनट सॉन्ग और आप इसको बिट्स में सुनेंगे। और मूवी का नाम है ताल और हमारे साथ बैठे हैं ताल के। अब क्या क्या है उसमें?
I've written the script.
Give any answer away though.
Okay.
You're the script writer.
Yes, the producer.
You're the producer.
And the director.
You're director.
And I'm starring in it as well.
And you acted in it.
Yes.
Are you Kishore Kumar?
If you want to.
Bangali tha.
Okay, sure.
From Bhopal.
Yeah. He was a very multi-talented guy. He acted, he sang, wrote his music. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to be compared with anyone, but I want to do something different and be the first of me, really, rather than anything. But I think I have played a big role in this movie. Obviously, it's writing, producing, directing. As a first movie, is a very big challenge.
Oh, it's a huge challenge.
It is.
Kumar did that after a long time.
Sure,
so,
sure.
If truth be known, you've done something phenomenal.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
But you know, it takes somebody who appreciates good quality to actually boost you up.
Sure.
And I'm so glad that Sandeep wrote to me, and then Deepu.
No, I really appreciate Deepu and Sandeep. They've always kind of supported. Sandeep I've known for a little while, and Deepu
is outside the box character.
Yeah, absolutely. Deepu is such a
5 times, 10 times.
Sure, Deepu, I really appreciate his work. He's a councillor of Newcastle, and he's always doing something different, sometimes controversial, but you see him on the news quite often, and he's actually an inspiration as well. I like the work that he does. He's a fellow Bengali brother as well, and doing something out of the box. Sandeep as well, he's
Deepu, despite being a Muslim, goes to Palestine with me.
Sure, he did. Yes, I saw that.
Tear gas with me.
Yes.
But he also supports the Jewish people.
Sure. Okay.
But if he says anything that is true,
sure,
the people their mind it's anti-Semitic.
Right. Okay.
You can't have it both ways.
Sure.
You can't have a Muslim supporting you and not speaking the truth.
Sure.
You can't have Deepu as a poodle.
He has to be the neutral kind of character. Yes.
Neutral cow, truthful cow.
Yeah.
What's wrong is wrong.
Sure. It doesn't matter what religion or background. If ultimately right is right and wrong is wrong.
Don't like me, but I mean what they're doing is absolutely abhorrent and unacceptable in Israel.
Sure. I think one thing. I mean, obviously you don't want to go too much into it.
We are talking about movies.
Sure. But I think ultimately just mentioning that. If you talk a little bit of religion, I think these days a lot of the in the media. What we've had is a lot of generalization. If one person who is
so all doctors are shipmen.
Well, that's it makes it seems like that.
I love shipmen.
Exactly.
It's a bit like that.
Sure, but if somebody is Muslim and one person has done something bad, it generalizes and kind of it puts a bad name on everybody else. If somebody is Jewish and they've done something bad.
Also, there's another phenomenon. If I do something bad, because I'm Asian, I'm more noticed.
Okay, sure.
If I touch the woman, it's sexual abuse.
Okay.
If an Englishman does it, it's indiscretion.
Okay.
I'll give you another scenario, and then we'll finish this religious topic. David Stockley, and I'm very much involved in the Palestine struggle. I always fight for the truth.
Okay.
I don't care whether it's Muslim or Jewish.
Sure.
We had Playing the Dead in the Civic Center.
Right.
There were 500 people.
Right.
Of the 500, about 460, 470 were all white people.
Right.
Some Christians, some not, some one or two maybe even Muslim. Okay.
Sure.
And there were about 15 people who were Muslims. Of them, there were about 10 females. 3 were in hijab. 1 was a Syrian woman in a burqa.
Right.
So 1 out of 500 is like 0.2%.
Yeah.
Guess which picture came out in the Evening Chronicle?
The lady in the burqa.
I was there.
Sure.
I never filmed me.
Sure.
I'm not a lady in a burqa.
Sure.
Forget me. There were so many white people.
There you go.
Because you can tilt.
Absolutely.
Getting off the
topic. Yeah, it is going off the topic. But
we are talking about talent and quality. I'm not bothered about religion.
Sure.
Which is something for your behavior.
Yeah.
Which is in your heart.
Sure.
So who you pray to is your business. But that brings me to an interesting connection. You are a Muslim.
Yes.
You've got a bit of a beard.
Sure.
Okay. So I can make out you're a Muslim.
Okay.
You come to Delhi.
Sure.
How did you feel the first time you landed from the airport? Did you know anyone there?
Well, to be honest, I actually didn't go. I went to Mumbai first.
Okay.
In 2009. When I actually did. I think I told you I did the film academy with Anupam Khair in London.
I thought that was in London.
No, that was in London, but the end of the course was in Mumbai.
Oh, I see. So you were already going.
Sure.
There.
In 2009, that's where I actually began my journey. And it was, to be honest, not as bad as I thought. I thought I'd be a kind of a foreigner, an alien, in a country. Not because I'm Muslim. Just
Bengali.
No, I think
British.
Possibly because
not white British.
Because it's easy to stand out. To be honest, if you have when you're speaking.
So did the customers look at your customs, not customers?
Sure.
Customs charge look at red pass. Isko to white hona chahiye. None of that.
No.
Bombay is a very cosmopolitan city.
It is.
Karachi, New York, these are sailing places.
Very true.
So a lot of people have come and gone. They're not bothered.
You're right.
Goa. Have you been to Goa?
I haven't, no.
Okay. Well, Goa again, they're used to white people. Never mind you and me.
Sure.
And they're used to anyway,
sure.
So you never felt anything?
I didn't actually. To be honest, I found one.
Surprised though.
Little bit, yes. I mean, probably there was a little anticipation of being kind of ruled out or being a foreigner, kind of that kind of feeling.
Us and them.
That's it. But one thing I found is everybody, surprisingly, where I was, I don't know if it's obviously different in different places, but like Hindu, Muslim, Christian, everybody gets on.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares,
especially in the film world.
and well, not even in the film world. I obviously,
anywhere.
even in.
What was the experience outside in Mumbai?
Outside.
As a person buying fruit.
Sure. That's what I mean. It was. Initially, as a little, I was a little nervous. Like, how am I going to be, if I'm going to fit in or whatever. But to be honest, it wasn't actually that bad.
Were you more comfortable in Mumbai than in Newcastle?
Ultimately, no, because Newcastle is my home, and that's where I've been born and brought up. Everybody's here, my family, my friends. But eventually, I got quite comfortable in Mumbai. First I was there for 2 months, and then I went.
That is Anupam Kher finishing school.
Yeah. That's when I was kind of meeting.
Was in Mumbai itself.
Juhu. I don't know if you. In Juhu. His film academy is there in Juhu. He has actually several schools across India, Chandigarh and Ahmedabad, and quite a few schools he has there. And Juhu is one of in Juhu, his film academy. Quite a lot of
the oldest one.
Yeah, a lot of film big stars. Deepika Padukone and they started from there. Yes.
I think he's doing what Devanand did.
Sure.
When he started now Ketan Studios.
Sure.
He just encouraged a lot of people. Guru Dutt, who's that pretty Muslim woman? She's coming back in again. Anyway, forget all.
Okay.
But Juhu is the hub.
Yeah, that's it. Ultimately, Anupam Kher, he does look out for talent. Okay. And he does.
Has an eye for talent.
He has an eye for talent. He encourages young talent, and that's where he kind of saw my work. He saw my.
And it touched him.
Yeah, he did. He saw my writing, and he said, you have talent, Shakir. He called me Shakir. So, he kind of encouraged it and said, look, obviously a long way to go, but believe in your work.
But you believe in your work.
Believe in your work, and go there and do something. Be yourself, basically. Don't try to be the next Shah Rukh Khan. Don't try to be the next Amir Khan. Be the first Shakirul Alam.
Yeah.
And
be the first Shakirul Alam.
Sure.
Wow. Anupam Kher.
Sure. And
have you got him on email?
Yes.
So please send this to him.
Sure. I'll send this to him. I'm sure he'll watch it.
I don't know if he has 2 hours to spare, but
sure.
I also admire all your stuff.
Sure.
I admire his old movies.
Nice.
When he used to sell in some movies, sell rubbish paper, didn't he?
I think I can't remember probably. He's been in so many movies.
And he's always got his own style.
He has. He's a fantastic actor. Yes. And he obviously kind of trained as an actor with him as well. So I'll give him some credit. When you see me in the movie, I don't know if you'll appreciate it or not, my character, but some of the credit obviously goes to Anupam Kher. He's kind of given me the confidence as an actor, yes, and yes, and it's very nice to have that. So, in ultimately your question, I didn't feel. I got kind of comfortable in Mumbai. Then that's it. In 2012 when I went back.
So what did you do here when you came back from Mumbai?
I actually started working on a script, and that was with a friend of mine, Liam Hutchinson. He actually he's a politician. Like he studied politics in the same university, in Northumbria University, and we actually hit it off. And we had a love for movies and writing and everything. And I actually pitched an idea, and I said, look, would you be interested in writing this with me? Fears and Foes. That's
Fears and Foes.
That's one of the movies that actually was meant to work on first, and that was actually with Anupam Kher. I actually sent the script to Anupam Kher in 2011 rather, and he appreciated it and he said, let's produce it together. That's why I was.
However, you went towards Team Taal instead.
Sure. When I went to 2012, we actually started working on that movie. Some of the pre-production work has started, and it was mainly about getting the right dates for the actors to work.
Yes.
And unfortunately, things were clashing, and I had a bit of time. Before we could have taken this further, and that's when I met Gaurav Chaudhary in Mumbai, and he basically.
Gaurav Chaudhary is from Delhi.
He's from Delhi. He was actually training as an actor as well. He left.
Wow.
He left Delhi, and there was another school. It's kind of a competitive school. Kishore Namit Kapoor School. Quite a few famous actors have come from there as well.
Namit is Kishore's son.
Sorry.
Kapoor.
Kishore Namit Kapoor. I think it's an acting academy in Juhu.
Because Kishore Kumar and his son is.
No. They're not related. not related.
Okay.
And Gaurav was training as an actor there, and he was taking his music a little further, and that's when I kind of heard about his father's story.
Okay. And that touched you.
And that touched me. And
he's a real player.
He's a real father. That's it.
And he's doing acting.
Sure.
So it's like something fell in your lap.
Something fell in my lap.
Said, you want something, son, there you are.
Possibly, yes.
Better.
I felt a connection.
Yes,
I kind of said to Gaurav, look, I'm very inspired.
You work a lot from your gut.
Yes, instinct is kind of. I follow my instinct a lot.
Wisdom.
Yes, fair enough. You can say that.
Not
yes.
Intellectual chasing.
You can say instinct is a big part of the way I work.
Yes.
What happened was I met Gaurav, and he kind of told me about his father's story, and I was inspired, and I said, look, Gaurav, I think there's something in there as a character, a very strong character, which I can possibly work on as a script. And I came back to England. And
wrote a very long script.
Yeah, 8 months. That's it. 8 months I wrote the script, and that's when I kind of decided to put the movie together. I launched my own production company.
Nobody's phoning me with the answers about who funded the movie,
sure,
who's the lead character and who's the main character.
Okay.
The lead actor and who's the
yes,
main character.
yes. And that's when I decided, my friend, we'll
go ahead and
produce the movie together.
Yeah.
And he basically collaborated with me, and went back to Delhi, put together a production team.
But why Delhi?
Because the movies, the story is in Delhi. I wanted to keep it.
You didn't want to create Delhi in Mumbai.
That's it. What's the point? You're going to increase your production budget in every way. There's no point.
Sounds will be wrong.
It'll not be right.
See, in Delhi, unless you have traffic noise, it's
sure.
on the road.
Absolutely, very true.
And in Mumbai, they don't have traffic noise.
Very true. In Delhi, what we have, I said, look, if we're going to shoot it, we're going to shoot it in real locations, and we had to search for those.
Real locations.
Absolutely.
Real actors.
Real actors.
Real tablas.
Very true. And
not the hands moving somebody else.
not any of that.
Wow.
No, we had all that, and it was
the makings of K. Asif.
Okay.
When K. Asif, when Prithviraj Kapoor.
Sure.
Mughal Azam.
Sure.
When he was walking on the hot sands, his feet were getting blistered, and
sure.
he said, "This is too difficult." K. Asif took his own shoes off,
okay,
put on someone's clothes, and walked with him.
Sure.
Now that is the dedication we are talking about.
Absolutely.
Blind.
Yeah, that's it.
And I keep telling his story about how he helped somebody and he had money for Umrah.
Okay.
He gave it to a Hindu
sure.
who was in trouble. And
okay.
his wife said, "What about Umrah?" He said, "I've done Umrah."
Absolutely.
That kind of
very true.
faith
sure.
and belief in your
nice.
faith without showing off.
Sure. That's what it is.
That is true faith.
Very true. Ultimately, if you're doing a good deed, I think it's important that you do it,
and that's it,
without having to boast about it.
Yes.
You shouldn't, promote yourself and say I've done a good deed. If you've done a good deed, then they kind of there's no point in it.
So you got locations in Delhi.
Yes. In loads of places, Chandni Chowk. I'm sure you must. You've been at the. Sure. In Rajiv Chowk.
I was 3 years in Delhi studying. Sorry, I correct myself. I was 3 years in Delhi.
Sure.
Pretending to study physics.
Okay.
So I know everything about Delhi.
So what were you actually doing there?
Allegedly physics.
Okay.
But it's so boring. The teachers are so boring. So anyway,
okay.
So I know Chandni Chowk. I know
sure.
Vasant Vihar. I know Defense
Colony. Sure. If you see the movie, hopefully you'll see it soon. We have shot in the most beautiful parts of Delhi. Chandni Chowk,
Buddha Vihar,
Rajiv Chowk, Punjabi Bagh, everything. We've shot in some very beautiful places. Found the real locations. In fact, one of the parts of the movie where we shot the main character, he's gone through struggles and he's had to move to his another home, leaving behind his assets and his wealth. We actually shot in the real place, in his real home, in that place. We found the real location.
Then you get the real feel of it.
That's what it is.
So many subtle things. I mean, in the movie you don't get smells, but if you work in Chandni Chowk,
sure.
you get the smell of pakoras.
Very true.
Or the dhuk batti that the people have.
Yes.
That sweet, sickly smell.
Yes.
And the chaat they mix with.
Sure.
All the Delhi stuff.
Yep.
So it has its own complexion.
Very true. I think that's the main, being based on a true story set in reality, it was important to use these real locations and shoot in places which made it look real.
Did you see My Beautiful Marigold Hotel?
Yes, I've seen that movie, yes.
And they've actually shot real. So
you're right.
Show the walls.
There's a sequel to that coming.
Okay.
And the production manager who's worked on our movie, he worked on that movie as well.
Because it is like that.
Yeah.
You see the wall, and you see a dog who's urinated in a corner.
Sure. It's very real, and it's not kind of your usual
sets.
Over the top, and
No.
it's very much reality.
And it's very real.
Sure. Okay. So it's nice.
So that is making the movie.
Sure.
Shooting the movie.
Sure.
So how many hours of it did you have?
How do you mean shooting?
Total hours. Yeah. How many hours were you on the sets?
On the sets, I don't know hours, but we basically were shooting for about 45 days. We spread it over 4 schedules, and on each day we started in 7, 8 in the morning, and we finished at 9 at night. So 12, 13, 14 hours sometimes we were shooting
on the sets.
But
of that, how much would be actual shooting?
Of it, shooting possibly only 1 or 2 hours.
Okay.
Setting it up, makeup,
ready, waiting for the bus to pass, aeroplane
sure,
goes
that's
over.
It. Because we shot the movie in sync sound. We haven't dubbed.
So sync sound is called.
Sync sound.
It's real sound.
On set, yes. So
why do they do so much in the studio?
Sorry.
Why do they do dubbing and all? What's the need?
Dubbing is basically a kind of a cheaper and a quicker way of doing things. When most Hindi movies, they dub most of them. What they do is they don't wait for an aeroplane to pass by. They don't wait for somebody in the background.
Synthetic.
Yeah, I don't know. They should I think now it's coming into Hindi movies more. They are using sync sound.
If you have a lavalier mic or something close to you.
Yeah.
And occasionally you might have a retake if an aeroplane really goes over your head.
Sure.
But largely you need the background sound.
You're right. I believed in that, and I wanted that in our movie, and we did, and we got the real sounds. Ambience is very important for movie.
The sound of the cuckoo.
Sure, a bird in the background, somebody screaming in the background. You should have that. It creates the real atmosphere.
Sound,
sure.
Sound is what creates the feeling.
Sure.
Pictures is what creates the intellectual stimulation.
Absolutely.
But sound is what touches our heart.
Sure. I think we did have to take sometimes shots several times because somebody it's the sound is that's it, something's too loud or whatever, but ultimately the natural sounds of
is all you have.
We have that. Yes.
You have natural actors,
yes.
Natural sounds,
yes.
Natural scene.
Sure.
How can you not be successful?
Let's see, inshallah. Inshallah, like it's a very beautiful story, a very
but then you've done it in the real locale.
Sure.
You had roads blocked off and things as well by the police.
Oh yes.
Okay, was the government helpful?
Yes, well, ultimately it was Ministry of Information Broadcasting. They gave us the permission to shoot the movie.
They help you then?
Yes, they give us the permission to shoot in different parts of India, and we had the local police supporting us. We had, like Yasmin was saying.
Did you have to bribe anyone?
No, I mean
we would have tipped somebody.
Tip is a different thing. Bribe is a different thing. Yeah. I mean, obviously, sometimes if you appreciate someone's help, you'll tip them or whatever. But I think the fact that I'm from a UK producer, they were very careful about respectful. They gave me a lot of respect and a lot of attention, and kind of they did support me. And I think being me coming from a different country, to them it was something new. Yeah. So it was new. And
did
then
you look at Delhi Belly?
Sorry?
Delhi Belly.
What's
did
it?
Your stomach go bad?
Possibly 1 or 2 times, yes. I think there was 1 or 2 times. But
were you very careful what you ate?
I had to be, yes. We did have on the sets.
You look brown, but you got an English stomach.
Absolutely true. I think when I'm going out the first, you have to be careful what you eat. New flavors, new tastes. But ultimately, I got used to it. Now, when I go to India every time, I'm so used to the food there. I love the food.
Your gut also gets the right bacteria.
Sure.
To protect.
That's it. You adapt to the place.
You're not a scared kind of person.
No.
All frightened. Ye ho jayega,
Yeah. If I did, then you'll never be able to go any further. Yeah. At the sign of one cold, you'll come back crying. So
I knew a lady who used to go to Delhi regularly.
Sure.
And when she bought an apple, because she was eating the skin, she would boil the apple.
Okay.
That's
a bit over the top. It is a bit over the top.
Okay. So Delhi was your base. The character actors all
sure.
Right, and
sure.
Did you have any time when someone fell ill and the movie had to be stopped? You had to wait a long time?
We did have a few. Nobody fell ill, thankfully, but we did have a few issues with the dates.
Somebody is meant to be somewhere else.
That's it. And then because we had to split the movie over 4 schedules, getting the team back together on the dates sometimes was an issue. And the main challenge was Gaurav, after the first 2 schedules, Gaurav actually changed his character to prepare.
The young guy.
To prepare. No, we actually shot the young guy first.
Oh my god! Because that was easier.
That's
who he is.
But ultimately it was about the hair as well. His character has long hair.
Acha.
And his father's character, he has a shorter hair.
He was a well-behaved guy.
Yeah.
The modern
he has
hero
shorter hair, and he had moustache and everything. So we had to get him into role for that, get him in prepared, and he actually lost a bit of weight as well.
To be the old guy.
To be his father's.
Father was poorer,
and he was ill and everything. We had to get him into role. So for 2 weeks he was eating, barely anything. And I said, a lot of people did say, this is not very healthy. It's not very healthy.
Dude.
But
Anna Sare had a fast for 20 days or something.
Well, there you go. He's a brave guy. He said, "Look, I don't care. I want to get.
I'll do it. So I'll do it
for the role." Yes, and he got into it.
So that happened. How many hours was your total film then? Film material?
Too many.
How many? 20, 30 hours?
30, 40 hours, to be honest.
40 hours?
40 hours,
you have
maybe.
To condense 40 hours into 2 hours and
sure,
5
because you've got obviously takes which have gone wrong or whatever, and ultimately the movie, the film, there were a few scenes that we've taken out. It didn't actually fit in.
So when you look at the whole
that's it.
Garland, it has to fit in the storyline.
Obviously you get 40, 50 hours of material, you edit that, and that comes down to about 3 hours, 2 hours, 50, and then you.
So do you take time out? I mean, who did the editing?
We have a guy in a very good editor in Delhi, Pradeep Kumar. Yes, and he's the main editor of them. We've obviously had assistant editors as well.
But the editors have to understand what your motive is.
Very true. Well, I actually sat on every single session of the editing.
So you were editing through his hands?
More or less. But obviously they did give their own kind of feel into it. But ultimately it's me telling them what I want. And they did have a good understanding of the script beforehand. And they
the
were
editor is like a magazine editor.
Kind of, yes.
He has to be understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
we had him on set as well. A lot of the he's seen the scene. He's seen the scenes. He saw the shots, and he would kind of start to edit the movie basically on set. So by the time we were in the studio,
technology.
that's it. By the time we were in the studio,
time is not wasted.
That's literally true. He made useful time. Made use of the time.
Okay. So post production, you went to Mumbai to make it.
We did. Some of the post production has been done in Mumbai. The sound mix.
What's so special about Mumbai?
I think Delhi is still developing in terms of a film industry. Mumbai is the heart of where Hindi movies are.
But and then you also have an institute on the other side of the Jamuna. What's her name? Anil Kapoor's brother runs it. I've been there.
Sanjay Kapoor? No.
Sam Kapoor.
I don't know. Bonnie Kapoor? No.
Bonnie's brother.
Okay, fine.
Bonnie and that was.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah. I've been there physically.
Okay, nice.
In Noida.
Okay, yes.
NOI. So you might use it sometime. NOIDA.
Right. Yeah. Noida. I know.
In Noida, there's a film institute as well.
Okay. Yes. I think it's like a film city type of.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think some technical people like who are involved in the industry. You obviously got the most professional people working in Mumbai
because everything is there. The whole
everything is there, and I got in touch with a couple of people, the sound mix and everything, to do the work.
I just remember Robin Sarkar.
Who? Sorry.
Robin Banerjee.
Right. Okay.
Whose daughter married my best friend Prashanto Banerjee in Patna.
Right. Okay.
So I have some links.
Sure. Nice.
My father ran away.
Right.
After being released from the jail post-independence.
Right.
To become a filmmaker.
Sure.
But after 5 days and no food,
sure,
he and Nardeshwar Prasad came back.
Sure.
My father became a lawyer, and Nardeshwar Prasad becomes the head of the psychology department.
Okay.
But Chitragupt, who ran away with them, 3 Hindu caste boys, were great friends.
Okay.
Chitragupt remained in the old movies. You may not have heard of him.
Yeah. Possibly.
Challi re patang meri, challi re, all those ancient
right. Okay.
And all that. Classic
Sure.
So there's an attraction. I've been to Mahbub Studios.
Okay, nice.
And there was a Hindu Bengali girl sitting, and she repeated the same thing 30-40 times.
What?
But nowadays they cut and paste in songs.
Yeah.
The song doesn't flow. It's
you're right.
Put in and
that's it. It's everything's a little forced. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So how long did post-production take?
Almost 1 year. We've had the background music being done by a music composer.
The movie is shot in 8 months in 4 shots.
Over 4 months. Over 4 months in 4 schedules.
It takes a year.
To be honest, it was a very conscious decision. I wanted to take as much time as I can in the post-production.
It's your first movie.
It's my first movie. I want to make it
it's
correct.
Like having the first boy.
Absolutely. I actually have a background music composer who is from UK, from Manchester, Stockport. He had a studio there. John Brooks is his name. I don't think John Brooks will be hearing. He's in Manchester.
Will be seeing this.
He'll be seeing this. Yes.
So
let all your crew know about this thing.
Sure.
Nice
absolutely. Yeah. Definitely.
How proud we are.
Sure.
In Newcastle.
Absolutely. I'll be sharing this with them.
Yeah.
So John Brooks is. He actually worked on this background music for 7 months. And he's a very.
John Brooks producing music for a Hindi movie.
Well, that's a good question. I actually know. I know about John Brooks from quite a few years back before that.
You've heard about him?
Yeah, I was in touch with him regarding another project.
So you don't talk to some low-level guy. You always talk to the best in the land.
My aim is that. Yeah. What's possible in my budget and my kind of at this stage. So John Brooks, I got in touch. For him, I said, would you be interested to do the background music for this movie? And ultimately, he's taken the theme song, Mere Rehnuma. Yes. Yes, and he's kind of incorporated that into the background music. So obviously you've got the
instrumental version.
Well, not instrumental. You've got in obviously every scene you have music, strings and some piano and everything, and he's used
Western music.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I've heard some of the original music that John Brooks has composed for the film, and I think once people actually hear it and see it, I think maximum appreciation will be at the event. Like, that's why we want everybody to actually attend.
Yeah,
take the opportunity, because you have to remember how many years and months of work and effort that's gone into the film. All people see is just the end result, which is the film. So that's when
it's like eating food.
That's it.
You don't know who's cooked it.
That's
you
it.
don't know how much effort it took.
Absolutely.
And I think by getting someone like John Brooks onto the film, that's what's made the film so unique.
Yes.
It's an original film.
But you know, you're a bit like K. Asif. K. Asif goes to Bade Ghulam Ali Khan.
Sure.
Patiala Gharana, big guy with a mustache.
Sure.
The reigning king of music.
Yep.
He said, I'm making Mughal Azam, I want Tansen.
Okay.
So the fellow said, नहीं मैं हिंदी फिल्मों में नहीं एक्टिंग करता हूँ. रफ़ी कितना लेता है? He said 200-250. लता 200-250.
Sure.
25,000 चाहिए.
Okay.
Just to fob him off.
Sure.
The fellow says, ये लीजिए 10,000. I'm coming with the rest.
Okay.
So a bit like that. You
sure. Yeah.
Go for
that's it. Yeah. Well,
go for the top dog.
I always, like I said, I always think big. I always aim for the big. And like you said, if you at least aim for 100%, at least if you get 50
you go for the moon, you might fall in the
That's
sky.
it. Yes.
Though astronomically, that's stupid.
Sure.
But
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
True, okay. So it took 1 year post-production.
Sure.
How long did the sound? Were they happening parallel?
Yes. Well, I mean, the background music was finished about August last year.
So was the whole movie edited first and then given to the sound chap?
Yes, that's you have to do it like that.
Otherwise it will cut off.
Very true.
And the sound also makes the flow.
Sure, absolutely. Well, it took about 6 months editing the movie, ultimately. And then after that we worked on the background music, which was about... So I did that. I came back to the UK. I was back and forth in Manchester, Stockport, working with John...
My first job was in Stockport Royal Infirmary.
Right, okay, wow. Nice.
A small world.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is a small world. And John Brooks was working on music. I was sitting with him, explaining the movie, understanding the characters, understanding the emotions, and he amazingly.
So you sat with him and explained.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because we may not understand the nuances of being in Delhi, being in India.
Absolutely, but he's such a talented guy
that
he totally understood it.
So you taught John Brooks what Delhi is.
Very much, yes. Yeah,
so he won't go there like an idiot abroad.
Not at all. Not at all. When he's there, very true.
More than many Delhiites.
Possibly, yes. He knows. He knows like the movie now by like the back of his hand.
Yes.
Because
he's part of it.
He's part of it. He's a big part of the team. And
so
he's
not only are you British Muslim Bengali from Heaton,
sure.
You now got a proper Gora also doing the music
in a
Hindi movie, which is meant to be Indian classical music.
Absolutely true. And he's done an amazing job. Honestly, when you see the movie, you hear the music. It's something unique.
Beautiful music.
It's not really Western and it's not really Hindi. It's something in between. It's something very unique. He's
a bit like who's A.R. Rahman.
Sure, he's very unique. He has his own style.
He's totally into class. Or Panchamda, what you call S.D. Burman's son, R.D. Burman.
Sure.
He can play Western instruments.
Sure. And I'll take the opportunity to say this. The song Mere Rahnuma is actually being composed by a new kind of composer in Delhi, Chahat Kakkar. And composed by Chahat Kakkar and Malvinder Singh. And Malvinder has also written the lyrics of the movie. Sorry, the song. And they've had a fantastic team of musicians come together to make this song. And the tabla in the song is actually been played by Ravi Shankar Chaudhary, who's actually in the movie. He's the tabla player, and he's actually done the heart of the beat. Yes.
ना होगी कोई छाया.
Wow, बहुत सुंदर.
Thanks very much.
It is. I mean, I've studied in classical music a lot.
Sure.
So for me, it's a real heart-touching event.
Thanks very much. Yes.
Yeah. Therefore, I wouldn't lose the opportunity. And when I saw Teen Taal, I said, Teen Taal. He's a Bengali fellow from Heaton. What's he doing Teen Taal for?
Sure.
Is it a movie about playing the tabla?
Sure. I mean, ultimately, the movie is. The heart of it is music and tabla, but it's not just that. We've it's very much we have real characters in it. It's a father and son story, friendship story, and
the medium of the
and there's so many underlying messages as well.
Well, I'm desperate to bring Shahbaz into it. Shahbaz's father was just a shopkeeper in Monmouth Road in Rochdale.
Sure.
which is just Pakistan essentially.
Sure.
There's not a single Bengali there. There's hardly any English there.
Sure.
Just like when you go to Leicester,
okay.
you see so many Indians. If you see a Gora with a Mercedes, ye kya kar raha hai?
Okay. Yeah.
And yet when he was playing on the table, his father encouraged him to learn tabla.
Okay, nice.
So in the beginning, he learned tabla by listening.
Sure. It's very much listening. It's very much listening.
Sure. And that and the other.
It's very much listening.
And he's, I think, some Sahai fellow, and he are the two top tabla players of Britain.
Nice.
He's
amazing.
Also played with the Birmingham Philharmonic Orchestra.
Okay.
He's a local guy.
Yeah,
like
that sounds great. Yeah, very
so
nice.
I would love him to meet you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He hasn't answered my phone, so maybe he's abroad.
We'll hopefully have him invited to the event.
Well, you also need to invite David Clark of Newcastle University.
Right. Okay.
So all my Indian classical contacts will have to, as I'm talking, I'm
definitely.
They all have to know.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll invite everybody, each and everybody.
Anyone who's anything to do with music or Indian classical music
and
has to see this movie.
And not even just who is related to music, anybody who has appreciation for movies.
Yeah, but first the inner circle.
Obviously, yes. yes. Let's get them first. We've been selling tickets, for the last few days now, and there's quite a lot been selling. Friends and family.
Not more than PK. He's broken records.
He has. Amar Khan. He just does. That's it. He does something different each time.
He's got
guts
and he's got spirit.
And that's what my aim is. I want to do something different each time. I don't want to kind of. Inspiration is fine, but I don't want to go and copy something else that's been. I hate that. I don't actually like.
What did Anupam Kher say to you?
He said,
"Be the first."
He said, "Don't be the first. Sorry, don't be the second Amir Khan or Shah Rukh Khan. Be the first Shakirul Alam." So that was a big thing for me.
Shakirul Alam.
Yes. So hopefully, yes. Thanks very much.
Shah Rukh Khan hasn't made a movie.
Sure.
Shah Rukh Khan hasn't. He does what he does.
Yes, he does. That's everybody has their own kind of strengths, and
everyone.
That's it. Yeah.
Place for everyone. Okay, no one is phoning, so I'm afraid I'll have to come to your movie.
Okay, it's fine.
But I plan to run your music constantly.
Sure.
Okay, so tell me, while the music is running, I'll put your mic up. Yasmin, tell us about your career aspirations. You're next to a very tall tree. It's called Shakirul Alam.
I definitely feel my inspiration to go, like we were discussing earlier in the show, if you believe that you can actually achieve something, then go for it. And I'm a bit like my brother in terms of working by instinct. So I've known for a long time I've wanted to be in the makeup industry.
How long have you known that?
I would say professionally I've been doing it 2 years now.
How long has your heart known that?
Probably about 7-8 years.
How
maybe longer. Maybe since I started wearing makeup myself, to be honest.
How old were you? 6 years old?
No, 16, 17. I used to get told off for wearing makeup.
He was 6 when he decided to make movies.
Sure.
Well, I used to get told off for wearing makeup.
Why?
Well, it's.
You're Muslim?
No, I think just wearing it quite.
Gaddish.
Just as a young age, I think I used to experiment with it.
Too interested in this stuff. Get older and then it's okay.
That's it. Yeah.
And if you got married, it's even more okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay.
So professionally, I've been doing it 2 years now, and I left education at 18, so quite different to my brother.
What did you study?
I studied up to AS/A levels, and then I left after that. I always knew I just wanted to start working. I love working.
You enjoy contact with human beings.
Yeah. So I knew there wasn't really anything in specific I wanted to study at university. I thought if I'm not going to, I might as well just go out there. You can get to where you want without a university degree. So I left after 18. I started working at Inland Revenue for 3 years as a tax credit advisor. So I started.
You're not selling makeup there.
Definitely not. No. I started developing. I think I started developing customer service skills from a young age. So
confidence to look people in the face and talk to them.
Exactly. So I'll keep it very brief. So after then, I worked at Npower for 5 years.
Providing electricity.
Yeah. So customer service advisor. Exactly. Yeah. So customer service advisor.
Your psychological skills all improve.
Yeah.
When you're at the receiving end of complaints and what have you.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So, and then after that, so in the last year of working at Npower, I kind of started the business.
Okay.
I went to Leeds to do a course with the Beauty Academy. I did a fast track course, got myself certified there. And then I found myself shortly after setting up my business within a few months.
Yasmin Elegance.
6 months. So
Yasmin Elegance.
Yasmin Elegance. And believe it or not, I didn't actually think about the name.
How did the name come to you?
The name actually believe it or not, the name actually just appeared one day, and by instinct,
a lot of things just happen.
Everything happens.
Yeah.
It's we who don't pay attention to it.
That's it, yeah.
We delete, we distort,
that's it.
We edit.
Yeah.
That's what human beings do.
Sometimes if you try to force things, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But let it come. Our parents or our teachers or our religion or this, don't watch that, don't this. No, see everything, make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Then you're a fully complex, complete human being.
Be selective, choose what you need, which is relevant to you in your life.
Absolutely.
So by instinct, I came up with a name, and I think it was my brother, or it might be my best friend. I was texting at the time, and I just said, I've decided I'm really going to go for it. I've known for a long time I want to do it.
So your brother and sister are quite strong in supporting each other.
Sure. We always
you are like genuine brother and sister.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, she's always she's supported me a lot, and I've always supported her work as well, because I actually believe in her work.
That's the thing about my brother. He's very realistic in terms of, if he didn't think I was able to achieve.
If you're rubbish, he'll say,
yeah, exactly. So he saw potential from an
I can be harsh, but I will be in a nice way. But if I genuinely didn't see somebody had potential, I wouldn't give them false kind of, especially being my sister. If she genuinely, if she didn't have the talent, I would actually say, Yasmin, I don't think you've got it in you. But genuinely seen she had a lot of talent, she has a lot of skills, and I said, go for it. It's something you're good at, something you're passionate about, something you love. Go for it.
I also believe in pacing myself, so people might think
like not just wanting it now.
Yeah. So the last 2 years, basically doing it professionally, I've spent that time building my platform. So this year, hopefully, people will start to see a lot more.
So how do you build a platform? You take those wooden crates and put them. What's a platform?
Okay, so you have to build your first client at the start, and I think from the first good client that you get. Oh, there's a caller.
There's a call. Hello, caller. Who's that, please?
Hi, my name is Zaf.
Hi, Zaf.
Zafar Hussain.
Zaf, fire away.
I just wanted to know, obviously, Shaka knows me, but obviously I don't watch a lot of Bollywood films, Hindi films, but I'm really looking forward to this one.
Sure.
And I urge other people, don't just dismiss it because it's an Indian film and you may not like it.
Sure.
No, it's a Heaton film.
Sure.
It's made in
Heaton.
It
is in Heaton, yes.
It was thought of in Heaton, in our own Newcastle.
Sure.
Yes, Jodie film.
Jodie, where are you, man?
Where are you?
Lovely to hear from you, sir.
No problem. Thank you. Bye now.
Thanks
Yes, that was a quick call.
Short and sweet.
Yes, thanks very much. No, I appreciate that. Yes.
The length of the call is nothing. It's people love you and they want to see this movie. Okay, so if your sister hadn't succeeded in this field, what was the other course you might have advised her to do?
To be honest, it's ultimately what.
No. But she said, "Look, I failed in this field." What is the second?
She's very good with people. I would have anything involved in interacting, on a kind of daily basis with. I would have advised anything. Go for that.
Something to do where
that's it. She's very good at that.
Vice versa. If your brother hasn't hit upon even making a movie of such magnitude, I mean, this is a massive movie. It's not a 15-minute shot for the film industry in Newcastle to get a blooming grant, I've seen millions of them.
Yeah.
Some are dreadful. Excuse me, I've been in, what's that place called? I call it Sage and Onion. The Baltic.
Sure.
I always forget the Baltic's name.
Okay.
It's such a tough-looking building, but I call it Sage and Onion. Then I think of that.
Right.
Sage and Onion. Well, there was a showing of TV productions. Half of them were, I can't use the word beginning with C and ending with P. Absolute junk,
Cup.
It was real. But anyway, so what I'm saying is you made quite a magnificent movie. You haven't made a trial movie.
Sure, thanks very much.
It's a full-length
Hindi
movie made in Delhi with real actors, real musicians.
Yeah.
And the prize is over now. You can't phone and get a prize.
Sure,
and you and your friend Jahangir funded it.
Yes.
How much did you fund?
Obviously, it's in terms of a big Bollywood, but it's actually nothing compared. But we've spent over 1 crore, which was Indian money at that time, more than 100,000 rupees. Yes, sorry, 100,000 pounds rather.
It's 100,000 pounds.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah. 100, and for normal
110, 120.
Yeah, and
just between yourselves.
Yeah, that's it. If you look at a normal Hindi movie, that's the budget is nothing. But for somebody who's starting out,
how much is an average Hindi movie?
These days you're looking at 20 crore, 2 million, 3 million, 30 crore.
But you spent a lot of time. Those movies are made very quickly.
That's it. I think investment is not just money.
So you haven't talked about what you've taken out of the movie. Your time you haven't allocated.
No. I mean, ultimately,
you're talking about actual cash you put out.
Yeah, that's
tax paid cash.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
So £100,000.
Yeah,
between you two of you.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It is a lot.
A young guy of 28.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
A bacha chele.
Sure.
Just a chele, isn't it?
Sure. Well, we've kind of, it was a big risk, and but we did. Jazz, he did believe in the story and the kind of the concept, and we did talk about it a lot in detail, and we said, look, this is something we want to do, and we did together.
Okay, so the answer is, we have given the answer.
Yes, we have.
Jazz and you did it.
Yes.
We'll have to do another show with the movie running in the background.
Sure, hopefully in the future.
Yes. End up with the show because we have only one studio.
Sure.
And the next studio live broadcaster is standing behind us.
Okay.
Charanjit, hi. ये एक फिल्म बनाए हैं, हीटन के बच्चे हैं, हिंदी सिनेमा बनाए हैं, 2 घंटे का सिनेमा, सुन लो, ये कितना कमाल का चीज है. He does Punjabi and Hindi film.
Very nice.
So Spice is quite a place.
Sure.
Thank you. Namaste, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, and good afternoon.
तुमसा ना होगा कोई साया, दे दे मुझे ये दुआ, चलूं तेरे कदमों के ही निशान पर, मेरे रहनुमा, मेरे रहनुमा, मुझे तन्हा न छोड़ो, मेरे रहनुमा,
To other certain.
थोड़ा बहुत बोल सकते हैं.
हाँ जी.
कितना दिन रहे इंडिया में?
I think 2-3 साल के
2-3 साल में आप बड़े सुधर गए हैं.
Sure.
आपकी बहन मिस कर जाएंगी.
Sure.
नहीं तो हम हिंदी में बातें करते हैं.
Sure. I think Yasmin, she will not be able to understand, so we'll keep it in English.
You're leaving me
we'll
out.
Keep it in English. Yes. No, she feels like a foreigner. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I think ultimately it's the purpose of what you're doing. If I'm obviously going out to making movies which kind of diverts people's attention in a bad way, then I'm harming them. Then that's good. I find that's haram. We shouldn't be doing. But if I'm kind of making a movie which is inspiring people, spreading a moral message, and ultimately my movie Taal, there's a lot of underlying messages. It spreads, good words and kind of good ways. And the main character that we will go into it a bit later on, Atar Singh Chaudhary, who is the movie is based on his life story. He was
that's a metaphor.
It is, yes. He was a man of words as well. Not just a musician. He was he wanted to spread the art of living, and his moral ways.
Like Ravi Shankar, art of living.
Yeah. Well, this guy, he was like this.
Sri Ravi Shankar.
Not
Ravi Shankar musician.
Sure.
Because inside art, it depends how again you use it.
Very true.
Inside art is beauty.
Yes.
And appreciation of God.
Yes.
Inside art.
Sure.
I mean, people can corrupt it and make it an item number.
Yeah, which I don't like.
It's a waste.
Yeah, it is a waste. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Much beauty
there is. You're right. It's the way how you use it, really.
You can't see God, but you can see God's creation.
Sure, absolutely true.
If a man or human being makes something that noble,
sure,
you say, "Mashallah."
Yes.
Why do you praise God and not the man?
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
It's through God he's making it.
Sure.
Sure. Unless the ego kicks in.
Okay. Yes. That's very true. Yes.
The ego gets in the way. Okay.
You're right.
So you were a little boy. You love your mummy, and you went to Ravensworth. What is the subjects you liked?
I've always obviously had a passion for kind of like anything to do with film or
What age? Not at 5.
From a young age,
From 5?
I've had it, probably not 5.
6?
6 maybe.
So at 6, were you watching Hindi movies?
Obviously we used to have our uncle, he used to bring in...
What's his name?
Shakirul Alam.
Shakirul Alam is the one who's corrupted you. Ladke ko bigaad diya. No, he gave you a new...
We have a lot of memories.
Yeah, obviously.
I think it's like that with every Asian family. You'd have, back in the day,
favorite
the VHS.
Where? From Kanta's shop?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably like Kohli's or something.
Kohli's, yes.
And you'd get the videos and have the...
And watch it again and again and again.
That's it. The same one.
Your membership expired.
That's it. Yeah.
So what are your favorite movies in
I've obviously... Do you mean in Hindi movies? I remember,
got to be Sholay.
Okay, yours is Sholay.
She loves Sholay. Yes, we have a Sholay poster here.
It was only a couple of weeks ago. I was watching it again.
There is Sholay poster.
Surely, obviously, I love It's a classic. Everyone loves it. I remember watching as a kid, one of the very first movies that I saw was Amir Khan's Hum Here Hi Pyar Ke. It was a film. I don't know if you've seen it.
I remember.
It was.
I remember some of the movies.
I don't remember all the songs really, but I love 90s classic music.
So after Dilip Kumar, your favorite is Amir Khan?
Amir Khan, well, to be honest, he is actually my favorite, more than Dilip Kumar probably. Dilip Kumar is the classic. He's a legend. He's a legend, yes. But Amir Khan, I'd seen years. Bollywood has changed. Well, if you like to call it Bollywood, Hindi cinema. I actually don't like it as well.
Amitabh Bachchan said we are not second-class citizens.
That's very true.
It's why Collywood?
Yeah, you're right. I like it. Hindi cinema is Hindi cinema.
Yeah, or Gollywood.
Yeah, you're right.
Sounds too much like
you're right. Let's call it Hindi cinema.
Hindi cinema.
Yes.
And to be truthful, Urdu cinema.
Yeah, it is because Urdu is a lot. Urdu and Hindi mixed is Sure, absolutely.
So tell us about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Heaton. In Newcastle.
Just down the road.
Yes, down the road. I'm a Geordie lad.
You're a Geordie lad.
Yes, I am.
You go and make a Hindi movie in India.
I know it's very unusual. Obviously, it wasn't straight from Heaton to Delhi. There were several steps.
You were born in Heaton itself.
I was born and brought up in Newcastle. My family are here. I studied in Heaton Manor. Ravenswood is my primary school, Heaton Manor, and then I went on to do.
Ravenswood is closer to your home, I guess.
It is. It's very.
This side
it is.
Just to show I know the place.
Sure, nice.
Okay. And Heaton Manor was a very good school, and now it's changed its shape and size.
Yeah, they've rebuilt the school and kind of
for the better.
Yeah, it's turned out good. I mean, I still have sisters who.
What do you think? You also studied there.
I went there as well. Okay. Yeah.
It's a good school.
It is.
The only one who couldn't go there was Jaff Ali. Why? Do you know the story?
Who?
Jaff is so upset that as the eldest son, he went to Rutherford.
Right, okay.
And his younger family went to Heaton.
Right, okay, I see.
And life was so much easier there than in this rough school.
Sure.
So it's amazing how these things
happen. Absolutely. Then I went on to kind of, I did my degree.
Not so fast.
Okay, we'll take it slowly.
What is your first memory as a baby?
As a baby?
Probably beating me up or something.
Did you beat your sister up?
No, that's very untrue.
Did he beat you up? He didn't beat me up, no.
What's your first memory? Did you see a cat or a circus?
I don't remember.
Dadi, Nani?
Possibly my mum, obviously. But
remember, what's the first thing you remember?
You mean actually like the very first moment?
Absolutely.
I guess being with my mum, I'm very attached to my mum, and I'm kind of very close.
So how many members are in the family?
I have
siblings. I mean,
siblings, 7 of us.
7.
Yeah.
Who's the eldest?
I have a sister, Jasmine. She's married with a kid. 2 kids.
Jasmine is married and Yasmin is here.
Yes, Yasmin is. She's a year younger than me.
Is your dad short on names, right? It's the same name, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we have.
Yasmin is more Arabic.
My mum is Tasmin as well. So.
Oh my God! Well, I know what you mean, like. Okay. Sure. So eldest is Jasmine, and she's happy and married, etc. Number 2?
It's me.
I'm
the eldest boy.
The eldest son. Sure. God's gift.
Sure.
Allah's gift to humanity. No, I say all that because I'm the eldest as well.
Okay, nice.
And I was talking to Pasha. Do you know Pasha Bashir? He's a lovely fellow.
Okay.
The love the mother expresses to the eldest male child is beyond belief.
Absolutely true.
And the confidence they give you is beyond belief.
Very true.
My brothers are like me, my sisters like me.
Sure.
But there's no one like me.
Sure.
Because that's what my mother thinks.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? The eldest.
Definitely.
A father's love is different. Father is much more protective.
Yes.
Kothay chacho?
Yes, very true.
Phone niye cho?
Sure.
Actor phone korbe. Because he's worried about you being upset.
Yes,
but beta jo kar le. Ja.
Sure.
So you had that. Now I understand how you're so powerful.
Sure.
I now understand. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. And then you have another brother, sister.
I'm next.
She's next.
You're almost the middle one.
Almost, yes.
I'm kind of in the middle. You see, I get
balanced and happy.
So he's actually a big inspiration for me.
Game changer.
Yeah, everything he does is something different. Absolutely, he has a different way of working. He's a perfectionist. You know, each movie he does is he kind of breaks new records and kind of
he takes on challenges.
He does
he doesn't
and
do the
what I think I love about his work is each time he does a character he becomes a character rather than.
Is that called method acting?
You can call it that. I mean, ultimately
but he'll drink in the movie allegedly, but he doesn't become an alcoholic like Guru Dutt
okay,
or Meena Kumari.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, but some of them do it.
They
become the part. And
you're right. And well, ultimately it's
Meena
sad.
Kumari, a nice Muslim who wrote the Shari very beautiful, great
absolutely.
actress. And she wrote Shari.
Sure.
She dies of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And
you know.
Geeta Dutt, Guru Dutt, all of them died of alcohol.
Sure.
And they're such wonderful actors.
Sure.
But I don't think they believed in themselves, ultimately.
Maybe. Yeah.
Ultimately.
I think, maybe.
They yearn for more.
Sure.
Clapping.
To go further. Yeah, absolutely right.
We'll talk about the ego and the movie a bit later.
Sure.
So, you liked movies from day one, from 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
who did you fancy to be at that time? The hero?
Well, to be honest, no. I always, from a young age, I'd probably say 8 and 9, 10. I always thought about making a movie. You know, absolutely, I did. I probably didn't even reveal it, to be honest.
How can I say I want to make a movie?
It's very strange, yes.
And
if I
say,
sure, but inside me, I always felt I want to be involved with making movies. You know, either a writer or a director. Absolutely, you know, to kind of express my vision. And even from a young age, it's very hard to believe, but I did. And obviously, I went off and did a degree in a completely unrelated field.
Why? To please your parents?
Not really. I think it's kind of
a done thing.
It's probably the right thing to do. To be honest,
to get away from the takeaway.
Not really, because I actually helped. I helped my father. I still do. You know,
none of those common reasons.
Not common reason. I think I was good at chemistry, so I actually studied at Northumbria University as a chemist. I graduated from there. I think it's something to fall back on, to be honest. Obviously, the filmmaking business is it's quite
highly risky.
It's very risky, especially if you're coming from a background where there's you don't have support. You're not related to Shah Rukh Khan. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes. So if you're coming from obviously me being the first in my family.
Not even in India, not even in Mumbai.
Absolutely.
You can't even speak Hindi.
At that time, yes, absolutely. Sure. So
that is why I admire you so much.
Thanks very much.
You are just a English-born,
British-born. Yes.
Muslim.
Yes.
Bengali bacha.
Sure.
The father who was a traditional takeaway.
Yes.
In Shayamua.
Yes.
Not even in London.
Yes.
You didn't bump into Dilip Kumar or anything in your
I didn't know. And at that time, I actually didn't know Anupam Kher as well. He's played a big part in, you know, I actually.
Is he like a guru? Somebody you admire totally.
He taught me acting. Well, not taught me. I would say he tuned my skills and, you know, and encouraged me. He saw my talent. I actually, after studying chemistry, I worked as a chemist for a little while. I used to write scripts as a hobby at that time at university.
A pharmacist?
A pharmaceutical chemist. So
where were you working?
In Morpeth.
In that factory?
Yeah, and I think, I don't know what it's called now, Piramal Healthcare was at that time. I didn't work for long. I have a friend actually, he...
Hello, good afternoon, Adab, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal. I'm being politically correct. I'm calling out according to the population that I serve. I had always never said good afternoon. From now on, I shall be politically correct because we've got a lot of English people who come into the studio. So it is good afternoon, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to introduce to you a wonderful character who is British born, who went to Delhi to make a Hindi movie. And this song is part of that movie, and get used to it. It's a marvelous song. Hi Shakir.
Hi
Shakirul Alam.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing that you're just another guy from Heaton. You go to India, make a movie, and you're launching it, releasing it for us on the 9th of March?
Well, we have some special screenings in Tyneside Cinema in 9th and 10th of March.
You've done better than Porichoy. I acted in Porichoy. I haven't seen it yet. Sure. So this will be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely. Something different.
And you have brought even your sister here.
Yes, she's come along to join us.
Yasmin.
Hello, Yasmin. Hello. Lovely to see you here.
Thanks very much for having me on the show.
It's nice to see a family together.
Thanks very much.
This is what's special about Asians.
Sure.
We work as a family.
Absolutely.
So why didn't you go into your family business then?
Believe it or not, I actually have been part of the family business. We have a Indian takeaway.
Name?
Shaimore Tandoori. In Shaimore.
In Shaimore.
Sure.
What's it called?
Shaimore Tandoori.
Shaimore Tandoori.
Yes.
Dr. Tarakan would know about it.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. That part of the world. So, you went into the family, and we'll go into great depth. I would like the first half about you, your family, your parents.
Yeah, sure.
How did you do it? Where did you go to school? About you as a person and Yasmin.
Yes.
And then in the second half, you can tell us about how the movie was made.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm fascinated by movies.
Absolutely.
The movie that I totally love is Mughal-e-Azam.
Yes, absolutely. It's a classic.
And I have never met K. Asif.
Sure.
Yeah, but he was to me, he was a saint,
Absolutely.
A saintly, artistic guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dilip Kumar as well. So yes, he's one of the greatest actors.
And Madhubala.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Naushad.
Yeah. Everybody there.
It is.
It's a very unique classic movie. So
yes. I mean, good movies have come. We had PK, but they're a bit more controversial. Mughal-e-Azam was a historical drama
you're right.
on a grand scale.
On a very grand scale, yes.
So there you are admiring a grand scale,
sure.
and you fund a movie yourself.
Sure.
With a dentist,
sure.
a friend of yours.
Yes. My friend Jahangir Ali.
Jahangir Ali.
Yeah. His nickname is Jazz. Everybody knows him as Jazz. Yes, Jazz.
So Jahangir Jazz Saab, aapko bhi mera namaste, adab, salam, good afternoon.
Hi, Jazz.
And I hope he can come. Where is he?
He's probably fixing somebody's teeth.
What the hell is he digging for gold and he's not here? Like, Jazz, this is unfair. I'm sorry we're missing out on you.
Sure.
Because
we'll probably have him on the future show or something. Yes.
You're welcome to come every time there is something about movies.
Absolutely.
I did PK here.
Sure.
Any movies we do, I'd like to do Three Idiots.
Absolutely.
I'd like to do My Name is Khan, I'm Not a Terrorist.
Sure.
India is producing some very interesting movies which have something to do with reality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not just halagama. What do you think, Yasmin? I mean, we are seeing movies that are relevant to us, you, me.
Yeah.
They are making movies
absolutely.
Not just romance,
sure.
not just violence, not item numbers.
I think
something of substance.
I think in the last 10, 15
adjusting.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then we have a brother, and then we have 3.
What's your brother's name?
Adil.
Adil, what does he do?
He's
not in Chennai making statues or something.
No, he's not.
But your family is like that, That's why I wouldn't be surprised if you told me he's become a poet and living in Sri Lanka.
Sure. He's kind of doing experimenting with different things, I guess. So
your family is quite open to children doing their own thing.
I mean, ultimately, yes. I mean,
within limits.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are a very religious family. We follow.
No. But religion is to give you faith.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what you do with your life,
in terms of our career and everything, we have had that.
You choose.
We've had that support from our parents to go out and kind of
experiment,
explore. Really, really, anything we are passionate about. Within limits.
So you're not stopped. Yes.
That's it. We've had that support from our parents, which is ultimately.
When we talk about the movie, I'll ask about your limits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
Because the movie world is all sorts of people are there.
Absolutely.
Egotistic.
Yes.
Looking for money.
Yes.
Exchanging favors and all sorts of things.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And then these are 4 of you, isn't it?
Yes.
Your sister Jasmine, then you. Shakirul Alam, then Yasmin, then Adil.
Yes.
Now 3 more to go.
I got my sister. She's
Nasreen.
She's 19.
Your dad likes mom likes the ending term "een," isn't it?
Yes, it's very popular.
Well, Amin.
Yes, Amin.
Amin means peace, isn't it?
Very true.
Okay, and then
we have Nasira.
She's got an unusual name.
Yes, and Shakira.
The 2 are ours.
Yeah.
Nasira and Shakira.
They're both in school.
What do they like doing? What do they study?
The youngest she's in primary school.
She's still in primary school.
That's small. You should come and I think 7 of you should come on a show, Really, it'll be lovely to have.
Too much for you. He won't be able to handle it.
There won't be enough space around here.
We've had 22 people, 2 harmoniums, 3 tablas in the studio.
That's good.
I
think you can manage us then, yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, absolutely.
And they say, "Khudi ko kar buland itna ke khuda bande se puche bata teri raza kya hai." It's true. Make yourself so strong that Allah says to you, "What do you want to do, my son?"
Yes.
But that's true within the family as well.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, very true.
Because Naushad's father was extremely seriously religious.
Sure.
And he says in Allahabad, Lucknow, in India. Pre-partition, and said, "Bete, aapko virasat chahiye ya mausiki? Either you have the family or music." He says, "Keep your family. I'm going to Mumbai."
Sure.
So you have to sacrifice a lot.
Sure.
It's not easy.
Ultimately, I believe it's a compromise as well. You have to kind of get a balance everything. I'm very close to my family, so I've
close you could stay away from them long enough to make a movie.
Well, it's a different type of attachment. Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately,
your mommy loves you, but she gives you the freedom.
Absolutely true. That's and I guess it's love ultimately, which
true love is letting you go.
Sure, very true.
True love is not possessing.
That's true.
So your mother says,
it's a nice way of looking at it. Yes.
Wow.
So
my salute to your mother.
Thank you. Yeah, yes.
And your father.
Yes, he's a very good man. Yes,
I'm
yes,
sure they'll be listening now.
Yes.
Oh, they're listening.
Yes, if they are listening, then salam to Amma and Abba. Amma and Abba.
MashaAllah, from producing such wonderful children. You see, religion and faith stays in our heart. It's our values.
Very true.
But how you conduct yourself in the world.
Yes.
I mean, you can't look to the Quran, shall I make a movie or not?
Sure.
As long as the movie is not about dirt and filth.
Yeah. I think ultimately what it is it's the purpose of what you're doing.
Yes.
Obviously, intention, niyat, as that's what we like to call it. I think
Urdu and Hindi as well.